got your attention. You can tune in anywhere, but listen at your discretion. To the legend, Mr. Hotman can't stop from each other deuce. My brother got his own hot burger at Tucker Deuce. Now I rush more of these sports, spitting the truth. It's Channing Crowder, greatest Dolphins, who got the 52. Solana one best of Miami, the voice of FIU. We reppin' to Miami, the Heat and the Panthers too. We reppin' for the Marlins, the Dolphins, that's how we do. We reppin' for the Quins, so it's always about the you. Hey Jimmy, please get a bell on the phone and tell him that it's on. I finally got his name on the song. Can't do it wrong, cause it sounds so sweet. You spit the facts while I keep the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey,
welcome to the show. This could be a very big, important, exciting show, but already it's gone off the rails because I see Crowder is looking around. I don't know if he can't hear or can't talk. Oh, he's muted over here. But Crowder, yeah, we can't hear you. We can't hear him. He's not connected. Yeah, nothing doing there. This is funny to me. I literally was going to say that we have a monumental show because my audiovisual guy, the guy I have trusted for years and years to do my internet and everything audiovisual in my house and my apartment, wherever, he has finally set up Crowder's situation at home, so he's got a flawless internet connection. And Crowder was very excited about it today. And I see Crowder, I don't think he can hear me. And if he can hear, and if he can hear me, we can't hear him. So we have no ability to find out if Crowder's connection is actually any better because we can't hear him. So there either are settings off or it didn't go as well as planned. But I'm watching him. He looks like a deer in headlights. Solana's in Jimmy's studio talking to him on the phone. He was all very excited to start the show today with his brand new Starlink connection. But unfortunately, there is no way to hear Channing Crowder, and it has come to a crashing thud once more. He gets so close to having a great connection and then just can't pull the trigger on it. And we have a loaded show today, by the way. Florida Panthers are back on the ice tonight for the first time since the Olympic break. It has been a while, and now they're going to have a sprint, by the way. They're going to have a sprint to try to make it to the playoffs, and we're going to talk about it today. Panthers have 25 games left starting tonight. I saw George Richards from Florida Hockey Now write that they probably need to win 19 or 20 of the 25 games to make it to the playoffs. Will Manso is going to join us today. He's actually going to be at the Amerant Bank Arena tonight. He's not even working the Heat game tonight. He's going to be at the Amerant Bank Arena because it's a big deal with the Panthers coming home with the gold medal winning Matthew Tkachuk. And then you'll have the silver medal winning Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett. I mean, it's and the Panthers are playing Toronto. So you've got USA versus Canada, and you've got Matthew Tkachuk with the gold. You've got Panthers with the silver. I mean, we got some action, Jack, tonight at the Amerant Bank Arena. You've got the Heat in action tonight. They got to get the bad taste of the Milwaukee loss behind them. In my opinion, they need to get that out of their mouth real quick and get back into winning ways because they also have a sprint to make it out of the play-in. And you've got Canes women's hoop hit tonight at the Watsco Center. There's action, and we had action yesterday in Boca Raton. I don't know if anybody saw this, but yesterday in Boca Raton, the Canes baseball team, the Cardinals, were able to.
You hear me now, Crowder?
Yes, I can hear you.
We got you. No problem. We got you. You're not on the air yet. I'm going to bring you up on the air in a second, okay?
Okay. Yeti Nano. Everything.
Okay, yeah, but you're good. We're going to bring you up on the air in a second.
Canes baseball squad, 10-0. Miami Hurricanes baseball on the young season. And because they put up 11 runs last night, 10-0, 155 runs scored. Solana's walking in now. Lights are on or lights are off, Hoch? Lights are on or lights are off?
Lights on, Hawk.
Oh, he's there. All right.
Lights on.
It sounds like he's on a massive delay, though.
No, he's not. He's just the word I want to use is not allowed for air. But you're good, right, Crowder? You got us.
Man, are we cranked up? Because there was a dude in my house. He put up all these satellite dishes in my house. He put up 5 satellite dishes today in my house. Are we good to go?
Satellite dishes. I was explaining as we were watching you flounder there. It's my friend Scott, my AV guy. He does amazing work, but there's only so much he can do. It's like you can go to a plastic surgeon. They can only do what they can do with your face. They can't make you, from ugly to beautiful. But so you can hear us. Let's see if there's any lag here. I'm going to count, and then you pick up from the number that I left off. Okay.
I got you.
1, 2, 3,
4.
Oh, sounds like it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Now
good.
I'm pulling the trigger now.
So what was the disturbance there at the beginning? Because he signed in, he thought he could hear me, but we just couldn't hear him.
Hoch,
was
let's
Jimmy.
say
It was Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, you would think before we go live, Jimmy would just check in with Crowder,
Sure.
knowing that he had a whole new system in.
Sure,
But
sure.
that's neither here nor
Jimmy,
there.
you notice you're getting thrown under the bus a lot lately, right?
Yeah.
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 Do you feel like you're getting thrown under the bus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the truth is you're not. You're just not doing your job well. Go ahead. Pull the little rug out from under you there, Jimmy.
Hoch, if let's just say you're sitting on the couch and your remote control, which works every night, but tonight you sit down and for whatever reason your TV won't turn on.
Right.
What's like the first thing you would think of doing?
I would take the batteries out. I would restart.
Just kind of restart.
Yeah.
That's how you restart. Take out the batteries, maybe flip them around.
Yep.
Put them right back in.
Yeah.
That normally would do the job.
Sure.
If that didn't work, then you kind of troubleshoot.
9 out of 10 times that
9 out of
fixes
10
everything.
times that fixes everything.
Yeah.
Crowder's mic, for whatever reason, just wasn't connected, even though it was connected. Sometimes you just got to unplug it, plug it back in, and that
It
was
happened to me yesterday. I was recording the podcast with Stugatz, and my mic, for whatever reason, wasn't picking up. I closed the browser, reopened the browser. There it was.
Yep.
It is.
So is that what the problem was?
Yeah.
Solana's a troubleshooter, and he does a great job of it. Like now I'm on what am I on now? This Google Home Alexa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever streaming I'm on is very good.
Okay. Is he okay? Whatever streaming you're on? What are you talking about?
Whatever, because I was on what was I on? I'm on Google.
You were
now,
on
and
you were
I
on
was
Netflix.
Safari. I
You were
can't
on
do
Netflix,
Safari.
right? You were on Netflix, and now you're on Paramount Plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apple TV. I'm an Apple TV type guy.
Well, it does seem like he has good connection.
No, he sounds great.
Yeah.
He looks mediocre as always, but he does sound great.
Scott got over here at 7:30 a.m. I don't wake up that early.
Scott stands on business. That dude is great. I'm telling you, because I've been telling you about him for a while. He has done my AV stuff. This dude knows things that Bill Gates and Elon Musk don't understand.
Yeah. And he said you give him coffee, but all his Folgers and Maxwell House, and you force this terrible coffee on him.
Such BS, man. I give him the good stuff. I make the coffee with the sweet cream creamer. I put a sprinkle of a sweetener in there, sometimes an agave sweetener. Like I give him the whole deal. I don't give him the junky stuff. Cleaning lady might get the junky coffee, but
so you put agave sweetener in Maxwell House. It's still
it ain't Maxwell House. It ain't
You
Maxwell
buy
House.
Maxwell House.
Illy. It's the most expensive coffee you can buy.
Oh, well, I had a different approach today.
Yeah,
I've
let
heard
me
some
guess.
people
You
that came
gave-
to your house, Hawk, and they said your coffee's garbage.
Let me guess. You gave them nothing.
They are on the clock.
Yeah, they're on the clock when they come to my house too. Let me guess. You
know.
gave
I
them
don't pay
nothing. You
people.
offered them nothing. You didn't make them anything. You didn't offer them anything.
Hell no. I don't tip Spo. We've had this
Mhm.
conversation. I don't tip Eric Spoelstra when he wins games.
Spo doesn't work for you.
But he does a job, and everybody else that does jobs.
No, it's not the way that it works, man. And that's why when my stuff goes south, Scott's right there.
Yeah.
It'll take a minute to get back to your place.
We were at Starbucks today, and they asked me for a tip, and they send you the pad out to your car on the little cord,
Mhm.
and $135, $0. Make my coffee.
You don't tip the Starbucks barista?
They're making coffees.
That's crazy to me.
Man, tip you. I give
You
you a
don't
tip.
tip the Starbucks barista?
You know what I say? Have a good one. Keep working hard, young man. That's my tip. It's an inspirational tip.
If they send it to me though in the car or whatever, because it'll be like 135.
Right.
I do a fake to the right, so it looks like I hit the.
You do the fake right,
looks
but you go,
like I hit, and then with the thumb maybe I'll hit the lower one.
Right.
So now now they got to go back and check, but I'm gone by that time.
It's a good move actually.
You got to fake them out.
A little hezzy,
I
to
give
the
him the hezzy.
18%.
I give him the hezzy.
But you really go like 12%.
I give him the hezzy. Let's
How you
get
doing,
headlines.
brother? Keep working hard, brother. Keep working hard.
Will Manso's going to join us from Amarant Bank Arena. He's covering the hockey tonight. That's more important than the Heat tonight. So says Will, because you've got this gold medal Matthew Tkachuk returning, and then you've got Sam Bennett and Brad Marchand and the silver medalist returning with the Panthers, and you've got USA versus Canada once again. Right?
Yeah.
Florida versus Toronto tonight. It's a big deal at the Amarant. It's going to be fun. Let's do headlines brought to you. And also on today's show, John Crotty is going to join us. He's up in Philly. Got to ask him if he's had a cheesesteak yet. John Crotty, Heat and Sixers tonight. Headlines brought to you by Durrell Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Durrell Kia or DurrellKia.com.
I'll take an early flyer on no. John Crotty, he is
very fit.
Very fit.
Yeah.
Looks good
but
every
seems
time.
To me like one of those guys that could throw down a cheesesteak and have no problem. His metabolism is great. Yeah. He probably works out like a fiend.
Every day, every morning, probably hits the gym at every hotel, on every road
like
trip.
Me.
I don't know, man.
Tight bodies.
I would imagine you're not getting skim milk in your latte at Starbucks. You're going whole milk every time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do whole. I do double whole. Cream.
Let's get right into it.
And chicharrones.
Let's get right into it with the Florida Panthers. How are you guys feeling about their chances? We all know that they're tough. They're very tough chances, but I have all the details here. 25 games remaining, 49 days. They have the Maple Leafs tonight, the Sabres tomorrow, both at home. They have 61 points, which before yesterday was tied for the third worst record in the East. I don't know what it's updated as after a couple games were played yesterday, but it's not great, obviously. They're 8 points back of the Bruins for that final wild card spot. They only have 10 home games left, and they do have 5 sets of back-to-backs, one being tonight and tomorrow. 2 of those 10 home games tonight and tomorrow, and they're probably not going to be at full strength today because Seth Jones, we know, is not playing at least anytime soon. Barkey, he wants to be back, but he's not being back. And Kulikov, Gadjevich, Tomas Nosek aren't expected to play either. So they're still banged up. Like, it's not like, oh, break, everybody's healthy, here we go for that final stretch. It seems like all the odds are seemingly stacked against them.
They are. And from what I read from George Richards today, out of these final 25 games, he's estimating they need to win 19 to 20 of them. Now, beyond that, you need other things to happen. And by the way, if other things happen, worse than other teams are anticipating, maybe you could get away with winning 18 games or 17 games. But the way he estimates, they're going to have to win 19 or 20 games out of the remaining 25 seems like a really tough road to be able to complete that. But much like I said, the Heat were a team on a mission. And again, one stumble on a mission does not a mission break. But I believe the Panthers are going to have to rattle off a 6 or 7 game win streak within this 25 game set to have any legitimate chance at the playoffs.
It's a tough road to hoe, but those guys, like, if they know what it takes, and the hockey world is the number one thing that we've talked about for years, where all you do is get in the tournament. Just get in the tournament, and then we'll see what happens from there. And I think that's the number one sport of just getting in the playoffs. So I think that side of it, but also there's been so much hockey played, and I think that's why the injuries are here. So we're not surprised if they can't make it, but if they make it, like, they still have a chance if guys get healthy, and that's all you want from a team that's been to 3 Stanley Cups and won 2 of them. Let's appreciate that and see what happens in the future.
If they go on this improbable run and make the playoffs but limp in and lose in the first round, would you rather they just not make it? I know that sounds silly because obviously you should want to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's not like you need them to tank or whatever. It's one thing when you limp into the playoffs and you'd have been better off in the long run not making the playoffs at all. They've been to 3 Stanley Cup finals in a row and won 2 of them. Be nice to see them in the postseason.
Well, 19 or 20 games out of 25 remaining is what George Richards, that's what you said, right? 19 or 20
He's
wins?
estimating 19 or 20 wins out of the remaining 25 games.
Man, put it on him.
It's tough, man. I if anyone could do it, I would assume it's them.
Huh. Well, good thing Tkachuk was getting his body right yesterday at Elbow Room for several hours on a live feed at Elbow Room, throwing down Bud Lights and
earned it.
Smoking a stogie.
He earned it.
Yeah.
You think Austin Matthews is going to get an encore tonight or like a standing ovation?
Standing O?
Yeah. Because I don't know if you saw yesterday, Hughes, the guy who made the game winner,
Jack
Hughes in New Jersey, was brought out before the game. He had a microphone, and he went and got from, I think they were playing, maybe it was the Sabres, but whoever they were playing, he went and grabbed one of his other teammates to come out with him. The dude, you can't miss him. He's like 7'4". And the whole crowd gave them both the standing ovation. I would imagine they'll do something similar for Tkachuk.
Do you think Tkachuk might do something along the lines of calling out Sam Bennett and Brad Marchand and saying always the bridesmaid, never the bride? Not when it comes to the cup, of course, just the medal.
Yeah.
I don't believe in the Bud Light, but a old hop gun from Funky Buddha, a crispy treat, that thins the blood and that moves the lactic acid out. So if they can move their lactic acid out, that will increase their performance moving forward.
Because they had a long flight back from Milan, and so you got to get everything moving again. And a cigar is generally something that helps with that.
Mm-hmm. Hop gun.
I wasn't aware.
Would it be funny if Sam Bennett and Brad Marchand tonight fight Matthew Tkachuk
while he walks out? Oh, like in the game. Drop the gloves against Matthew Tkachuk.
Yes, for the pride of Canada.
That would be something I would love.
It would be wild.
Yeah.
I got Tkachuk in that fight, by the way.
2-on-1?
Yeah, and one of them is Sam Bennett.
You weren't here. It was when you were out. But when Coach L joined us 2 weeks ago, he told us a story. I should have brought it up with him yesterday about being in high school. He's the captain of the team. And one of his teammates, his dad was on the phone with him before the game or was in the locker room with them. And his dad said, it's your birthday coming up. If you score 30 tonight, I'm going to take you to this nice bougie restaurant. And the kid wouldn't pass the ball. And at one point, it was a breakaway. And they had like a 3-on-0 breakaway. And the kid had 2 players in front of him, didn't pass it. He just wanted to go score his points. Coach L, LeBron-style, chased down, blocked his own teammate.
That's amazing.
And basically told him to sat his ass down. Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
Sometimes you gotta play enforcer on your own squad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to play with Jim.
But Larinaga was talking yesterday about he doesn't want the teammates who don't want to win as a team. He doesn't want the guys who are only concerned about their own stats. This guy's blocking shots of his teammates for his own stats.
The Miami Heat do play an important game tonight. They're on the road. It's a 7 o'clock start time. They're going to play the Philadelphia 76ers. Norman Powell's questionable with a groin strain. He's going to try to play. He's questionable, but he did go through the morning shoot around. Davion, who's sick. I mean, what are we doing here with Davion? He's been sick a whole week. Get this guy some fluids.
Yeah.
He got Solana in him. He got a lot of Solana in him.
Yeah, but even it doesn't take me 2 weeks to get over a cold. I mean, this guy got back from the All-Star break, and
it does.
Does he not take Tylenol? What are we doing with this illness?
I don't know. Dayquil.
This game's important because the Sixers play more of the tanking teams than anybody in the East down the stretch of the season. The Heat are right behind them, but they're a game and a half ahead of Miami, and the Heat could win the season series with a victory tonight. They play them once more, but Miami won the first game, so they could win the season series. If they lose tonight, they drop to 2.5 games back of the Philadelphia 76ers and then would be forced to win that third game coming up in March, which would decide the season series. By the way, the Bucks won again. They've won 8 of their last 10.
It's the only game that cost me a 4-game parlay. I did a Crowder favorites parlay, and Cleveland was like maybe minus 175, something like that.
Favorite.
It wasn't, but that's not a big favorite. Like I was betting mostly like minus 400, minus 900, and the only one that was like the lower end of the favorites was Cavs over Bucks, and I think it was like minus 175, and it was the only leg of the parlay I lost.
Teams -8 or better.
-8 what?
Points?
8 points or better. You got to do teams
Oh,
minus
I
8
see.
points
But
or
I was
better.
only looking at the money line. I wasn't even looking at the
Yeah,
spread.
you got to look at the spread.
All right, guys. I have a couple more updates regarding the NFL. We'll get to it in the next hour. Your weather right now in South Florida, it is partly cloudy. It has warmed up once again. It's in the upper 80s. That's your weather.
Yeah, it feels like South Florida again. Will Manso is going to join us in the next segment. I want to talk some hockey with him. I want to talk some Heat with him. Got a lot of stuff to get to. Championship Meet Energy is nonstop at Gulfstream Park with live racing every Thursday through Sunday with featured stakes races on Saturdays. Watch and wager this weekend on the Coolmore Fountain of Youth, a key prep race on the road to the Kentucky Derby. The Fountain of Youth will feature a 14-race card with 9 stakes races this Saturday at Gulfstream. Tickets are on sale now. Saturday is also the next taste at the track, Bourbon and Barbecue. Secure your tickets for an unlimited tasting experience that's all about crafted bourbon cocktails and traditional barbecue bites. Enjoy a unique experience while you watch and wager on the Fountain of Youth. I've been reminding you, Cirque du Soleil, Lucia, is currently playing at Gulfstream Park right now. It runs through April 25th, and you can get your tickets at Gulfstreampark.com. Corgi races are coming to Gulfstream Park. Mark your calendar for Saturday, March 14th, the inaugural Coastal Corgi Classic, a family-friendly event. It'll showcase registered corgis competing in a series of short-controlled sprint races. And tickets for the 75th running of the Curlin Florida Derby are on sale now. They are moving fast. Secure your spot today for South Florida's biggest race day of the year, Saturday, March 28th. By the way, also on Saturday, March 28th, starting at 6 p.m., Gulfstream Casino will be giving away a new Ford Maverick and a share of $20,000 in free play. You can earn entries for the new Ford truck all March, including 5 times entries on Mondays. You can get all the info. You can get your tickets. You can make reservations. You could also see the daily race entries. You could do it all at GulfstreamPark.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
In college, they called me Black Bill Gates.
WQAM.
going to talk with Will Manso from Local 10 here. He, believe it or not, is doing the Panthers tonight. Will Manso's on the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline, sports reporter and anchor on Local 10 here in Miami. You also see him on FanDuel Sports Network Sun on the Heat broadcast, but not tonight. He's at the Amerant Bank Arena. You know, Panthers, they return to the ice after Olympic break. Hello, Will. By the way, I should bring you on. Hello, Will.
What's up, guys? It's good to talk to you.
So tonight, there's going to be excitement, right? You've got Matthew Tkachuk returning home as an Olympic champion. You've got the Panthers playing Toronto, so USA, Canada. You've got several Panthers like Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett who are Canadian, who ended up with the silver medal. So there's going to be like a lot of emotions and action for Panthers Maple Leafs tonight, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot going on. You mentioned all the guys with the medals, and congrats to them. It's going to be cool to see them recognized, and it's been great to see the last few days, especially Tkachuk. But I think when puck drops, this team's got 25 games to figure it out. So the emotion of that and this fun stretch to see the players of the Panthers have success in the Olympics kind of comes to an end, because right now they're on the outside looking in. They got to win games. They got to start winning games in a hurry.
And well, it's inadvantageous for the Olympics, right? Where, like you're saying, Sam Bennett and Marchand and Tkachuk, they just played a bunch of games that don't mean anything for the NHL season, where the Panthers on the outside looking in.
Channing, say that beginning part again, because it broke up for a second. You say that one more time. I apologize.
It's like the Olympics were great and we watched it. We loved the game, but it's not advantageous for our top players to have played a couple days ago.
Yeah, it's not in a sense you're right, but I think the breakdown of it was, I think the travel more than anything and all the craziness after was probably more so because they didn't play significant minutes. A lot of those guys, because you're playing with so many great players, like the Sam Bennett, Sam Reinhart, these guys, they didn't necessarily have to play a lot. Tkachuk obviously was someone that was important to the U.S. team, but again, I think they'll come back pretty fresh. You may see maybe for a game, but I think overall, hopefully that experience, Paul Maurice talked about it yesterday, that he hopes that the guys coming back, that experience, that excitement gives them a jolt at what they want to do, because they've reached the ultimate excitement in the NHL, winning back-to-back Stanley Cups. And I think they got to get to that level of energy again, because it's been missing.
Will, it might be one of the most ridiculous questions of the day, but
I'll be the judge of that.
Oh boy.
Would making the playoffs in these seemingly impossible odds, they've got to win like 20 of their next 25 games or something around that, without their best player, without a lot of their guys, and maybe 4 of their best players on their roster currently coming back from the Winter Olympics, would that almost be more impressive than winning back-to-back titles?
Terrible question.
Hoch was right. Channing was right too. That's terrible.
But still pretty impressive.
I know where you're going. I was hoping that there was you were going one way. I was hoping you went the other, but you went straight down the one-way road.
You want to answer that, Will, or you want to move on?
No, it's not. I mean, it would be impressive. Don't get me wrong. In the big picture, it would be impressive. Guys, I go back to what Paul Maurice said, and I'll never forget it, because Paul's a straight shooter, and he's such a funny guy and a great guy. And we did a preseason show for Channel 10, and he said straight up to me, I don't know why you're asking me questions about three-peats and all this stuff. I honestly think we have to scratch and claw just to make the playoffs, given the hand we're dealt, which is fine. You deal with it. We're not crying about it. And I thought, man, that's kind of weird. Just make the playoffs. But, man, he's right. 100% they have to scratch and claw just to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's what the modus operandi is for the next 25 games. Make the playoffs. I think also conversely for the Heat, it's all about avoiding the play-in, right? So they both have like a specific goal. Here's the thing. With the Panthers, they've got this built-in leeway with all the fans, right? They've gone to 3 finals in a row. They've won 2 of them. If they don't make the playoffs, no one's going to say boo. No one cares. They've been injured, and they've given us so much enjoyment. The Heat have been middling, and then last year we know what happened when they did get through the play-in. We all remember what happened in round 1 of the playoffs, and that wasn't a lot of fun.
No,
so
it wasn't fun.
What do the Heat need to do? So they're in Philly tonight, and it was a tough loss to the Bucks. I had said coming out of the All-Star break, this is going to be a team on a mission, and they looked like, and they're healthy, and they looked like it the first 2 games back from the break. And then all of a sudden in Milwaukee, it went south a little bit. And I'm just wondering what you think they need to do tonight and for the remainder of the season to get themselves out of the play-in? How important is that?
I mean, that's objective number one, because you can't. The last 3 years, fans have been screaming, hey, we want more than a play-in team. The media, I think, has put a little more pressure on them. Hey, you're not making moves. And we get it. Look, they're waiting for the whale. They're waiting for the big move. I don't think we're surprised by the Heat perspective on things. But the play-in is not where you want to be. They say it themselves. They said it all training camp. So they don't make a major move at the deadline. They go into the stretch now seemingly healthy with Tyler back. You've got to prove that you really are not a play-in team, that you are a top 6 playoff team. But guys, it goes beyond that. If they get into the playoffs, right, and are the 6th seed, and they just get destroyed in the first round, we're having this discussion all over again. So there's more to it. Step 1 is avoid the play-in. Step 2 is you got to show more than you showed last year. You got to show that you're not just a playoff team, but that you're a playoff competitive team, that you can go against a Cleveland or New York and the Boston in the first round and have a heck of a series. Win that series, sure, you'd love to, but at least be in that series. You cannot have happen what happened last year and just get destroyed and embarrassed and swept in a series.
And Will, Norman and Bam and Tyler now added. So it's really Tyler and Norman. Can that work out? Because it doesn't seem as if it's working to the best of what they do. They're both are defensive. I don't want to say turnstiles, but they're liabilities defensively. Can the Tyler and Norman thing work out? Because that's all we're worried about.
Yes, but to an extent, Channing. I think the answer is absolutely yes, and I think you've seen it in stretches. The question for Eric Spoelstra in this final push is going to be, when do you pull the plug on that duo in key situations, and who do you go to? You have to have one of them at least down the stretch because they're shot makers. You see the way Norm gets fouled and gets to the line. We know what Tyler's done over his career. We know the history of making big shots and going in these spurts of where he just scores 10, 12, 15 points in the stretch. But having them both out there in close games in fourth quarters is going to be a tough decision. We saw some of it the other day in Milwaukee. Things unravel fast. And I'm not blaming the Tyler-Norman combination for why they did. They couldn't hit a shot the last 6.5 minutes, so it went beyond that. But Spo's going to have some tough decisions on who he goes with, and whether it's the hot hand or the veteran player or whatever it is, because I don't know if in tight games when you're either down 1 or 2 or up 1 or 2, if that will work, if you could hide them defensively enough to have success to close games and win.
Will, have you given any thought to this year's path via the play-in tournament versus years like the last 3 years where the Heat, ultimately, if you were the 7 or 8 seed, the 1 and 2 seeds in either conference, they seem like actual, I don't want to call them powerhouses, but legit top seeds in contention for the title. Last year, Cleveland, I know they end up losing to Indiana, but they were a really good regular season team, elite.
They were.
Boston in the previous year, they should have, or I think they went on to win the title that year. I think the Heat should have the goal of get out of the play-in tournament, but you have lottery odds to think about if you are a play-in tournament team, even if you get through. Have you given any thought to that where, like, hey, being a play-in tournament this season specifically wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because none of these top contenders seem to have really separated themselves amongst anybody?
I mean, I think there's validity to that. I think the flip side, though, is that, again, if you're in the play-in, you risk not making the playoffs. And I think there are fans out there listening and saying, good, I want a lottery pick. I want to be in there. I don't want to get embarrassed in the first round. But we know, guys, that Heat don't think that way. So in their perspective, they think, and they've said all along, that they can play with anyone in the East. And to your point, there is no dominant team. I think Detroit is impressive. I've watched them play a handful of times in the last few weeks. They've been on national TV. They're a lot of fun to watch. They have a really good roster. I don't think they're unbeatable, though. I'm not saying the Heat could beat them in the series, but I think the Heat believe they could beat them in the series. So I guess to your question is, sure, I think it wouldn't be the worst given the way things are set up, but we just know the Heat don't think that way. They think, whether it's an irrational confidence or not, that they can beat anyone, and they are going to do their best to get out of that, to face whoever it is they would face in the first round. And for lack of a better way of putting it, shutting everybody up who says they're just no more than a play-in team that needs to blow things up.
And Will, Tyler came back 24, 14, and 14. We talked about it where, like, he was the missing cog of the big three type situation. Is Tyler making an argument for him being that guy that goes out and get that big number, the big contract, actually? Like, what is he doing right now in your mind? Is he impressing people? Is he doing something league-wide to open people's eyes?
Yeah, the problem is he did that in the wrong way with the injuries. And look, you can't. Injuries are injuries; they happen, and it's unfortunate that Tyler had the injury early, right before camp. Had the surgery in the foot, the ankle, and then all of a sudden has the rib issue. He comes out and says, "What? He has 3 broken ribs." I mean, those are things that I think other teams and certainly the Heat have to look at and say, "Is this a guy we want to pay?" From production and the history of what he's done, I mean, Tyler's been an all-star. He's been a 6th man of the year. He's been a guy that as a young player has had stretches, especially early in his career, where he played big in the playoffs, the finals. I mean, everything is there to say he is a good key piece to a team. But availability and the injury stuff is going to follow him. It came at the worst time, guys. I mean, you're talking about, remember in the preseason before the injury, everybody's saying, like, do they extend him? Do they give him that big deal? Pat was asked about it. He said, we don't have to worry about it right now, but we love Tyler. And then, boom, he goes out, he misses 80% of the game so far. That's a tough sell for a young player who's trying to get a big contract.
Will Manso and I are both proud Miami Hurricanes. Are you watching what's going on with not only Hurricanes basketball under Jay Lucas, but Hurricanes baseball as well?
Are you kidding me? Yesterday I was at my desk glued to FAUsports.com on a feed that looked like it was coming from Mars, watching baseball score 7 runs in the 9th inning. So, yes, I am very highly invested. I love that team. I love J.D. Arteaga. He and I actually graduated the same year from UM, and J.D.'s a wonderful guy and a really good coach. But the players, they went out. Remember how last year the Kings football team, everybody said, go get defense, right? Like, get defense, damn it. That's the way you got to be good. You had Cam Ward, you blew it. And Mario went out and he got defense. Well, the Kings baseball team needed more pop. They had Daniel Cuvée and Jake Ogden, a couple nice pieces, but they went out and they just got bats. You know, and this, from 1 to 9, they could smoke it. I mean, they're down 7-4 last night. They scored 7 runs in the 9th. They're a fun team. 10-0? I think it's the 5th, 6th time in school history. The Gators in town this weekend.
Yeah.
I hope it's a big crowd. It'll be fun.
I know it's sold out Friday and Saturday already.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Sunday's
Sunday's
we can put a little money on it. Y'all got pride.
Oh, I'm ready to go. I'll put more than money on it. What do you want to put? House for house? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Paycheck for paycheck? Let's go. I'm
paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I can't move.
I'm talking about your pivot paycheck, though. I'm not talking about your crappy radio paycheck. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. They've scored. They are 10-0, Will. They have scored 155 runs in those 10 games.
Yeah, they had the best third baseman in the country. Daniel Cuvée, he's a good kid. He's a local kid. He could just flat out hit. I mean, he hit a home run last night as part of that comeback. A good kid, good players. I mean, they're fun to watch. But I do want, because you mentioned it briefly, Jay Lucas. The only bad thing about Jay Lucas, and I was having this discussion with Michelle Kaufman, who does a great job covering, local sports and covers the Canes men's team and stuff. But the only thing about Jay Lucas being so good is I hope he could last here. I don't know if they can keep him that long.
That's always the risk when someone has a really good start or a really good season period. Think about FAU basketball with Dusty May. But you have a really good basketball season.
And Dusty's kicking ass. He's doing a great job at Michigan. I think Jay's got the same trajectory. I think there are going to be a lot of teams throwing money his way. But whatever time they have him, he's done an incredible job, and he's done it his way, like his attitude, his style of play. If you guys watch him play, what's cool is they're not at all like the trend of basketball, like just shoot a million threes. It's the opposite. It's pound the paint. It's attack. It's get to the free throw line. People complain that they miss a lot of free throws, and trust me, they do. But they also get to the free throw line more than anybody, in the ACC, when you look at the amount of times. So he has a way that he wants them to win, and they're listening. So they've been fun to watch.
And do we have to get used to that, Will? We talked about it earlier, I think, late last week, earlier this week, where you have to get used to not knowing Renew and not knowing those guys, and just being used to a guy like Jake Lucas bringing these guys and just enjoying what you have now and not worrying about the future.
Yeah, and it is. Look, it's part of it. Like the two guys that I think he has to keep are Shelton Henderson and Malik Allen's son, Dante. Slipped my mind for a second. But they're young guys who are freshmen that came in that I think he really needs to try to keep along with the portal. But that is just college sports now, right? We talk about it all the time with football. Like you're going to have that massive turnover. But mentioned Mario with football. You keep the Baines and the players like that for 4 years, 3-4 years. They have a significant impact with everyone else. I think you have to look at it from basketball too. They have a very talented freshman, big recruit coming in. Keep those guys and then fill it with the portal, and you can have a consistent winner. And I think Jay's got the right plan in place. Man, what do they have, 22, 23 wins? It's unbelievable to watch, and they deserve all the coverage and all the support because it's been a heck of a turnaround. Hey,
real quick, because we're going to be out of time, and I know you got to do work too. ESPN reported today the Colts have given Anthony Richardson permission to seek a trade. And Joe Shad tweeted out, For the Miami Dolphins, I like Anthony Richardson at 1 year, $10 million, more than Malik Willis at $30 million a season, multi-years. He says, Joe Shad, Ewers, Richardson, and Miller or rookie would be an interesting camp without a big spend. Agree or disagree?
I mean, I don't know if I agree so much with Richardson being the guy, but I agree with the theory. I think you got to get another body in there. And in a cheap body, you know, if it really is in the 110, 112 range, it would be better than probably giving a guy $30 million. Now, there's no one that knows Malik Willis who would think better than Hafley and Sullivan. So if they truly believe that's the route, but you have to really believe that he's not just a stopgap, that he could be the quarterback of the future. That's why the first scenario you mentioned is probably the more likely, I would think. Just fill bodies in there, get young guys. Guys, I think we all see where this is going. This season's going to suck. This season's going to hurt. It's going to be a complete reboot. But you know what, though? It's okay. Don't just, try to make things a little better. Rip the Band-Aid off. Get this crew in, see what they could do and where they go, because the last 20 years haven't worked. Might as well try it a different way.
Yeah, this is going to be a bad one. They have the lowest win total. We were going over the over-under win totals from Bet Online. They have the lowest win total in the NFL, according to Bet Online. So,
first of all, they don't have a quarterback right now, so that's step one. That's kind of hard to win games, and they don't know what's going to happen, obviously, there. So it's going to be rough, guys. But I think fans are going to be okay with that. Remember we talked earlier about the Heat fans and stuff, and I think they'd be okay if they made the lottery. They just want to move forward. I think Dolphin fans, even if this year sucks, as long as it's okay, you're building to the future, identify the quarterback and go from there, I think it'll be less painful than being this middle ground of mediocrity.
Will Manso, you can watch him on Local 10. If you see him at the Amerant Bank Arena tonight, get him maybe a gloves off from Funky Buddha, or bring him a turkey sandwich from the Carvery upstairs.
I would take both.
Yeah,
I would take both.
Listen, the guy brings you local news more than anyone else. You kind of owe it to him if you see him and you recognize him to get him something.
And Clay Ferrero's not buying him dinner tonight.
Right.
At Amerant Bank Arena.
Yeah, someone's got to bring
Clay's
Will.
Clay's coaching somewhere. Clay's coming to the arena, and then he's got to work on his own defense. He's busy.
Well, get in line now for that turkey sandwich, Will.
I will.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
See you, Will. There you go. Will Manso from Local 10. You do. Hey, this is the second time I've done
You good?
that. I don't think so.
Everything all right over there?
I guess not. For some reason, I feel like I'm disconnecting the phone line.
And you're turning your own mic
and
off.
I'm turning my own mic off. Oh.
Feel free.
You
No complaints out of me, man.
Don't wait for that opportunity.
Panthers tonight on 560 AM. Heat tonight on 104.3 FM.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
I spend $250,000 a year on gluten.
Today's topic We back at it with the steady hot man Crowder and Solana. 305 cafecito time, dame una colada. Got some interviews next. Always got dope guests. Get the cesspool live, dropping comments and likes. We about to get right. Talking sports, my G. Listen to Odyssey and 104.3. Live and back on GeorgiaMusic.com. Hitting it at the park like the Matt Mervis bomb of power. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for that 3 o'clock.
I'm ready.
Ready for that 3 o'clock.
John Crotty's going to join us in the 3 o'clock hour. He's in Philadelphia. Got Heat and Sixers coming up tonight. That's a 7 p.m. tip-off, which means 5:45 tonight for pre-heat. So we'll be off a few minutes early. Before we get to headlines, because John Crotty's going to join us a little bit early this hour, this is wild. I just saw it on Twitter. You know, the NFL Combine is going on. Everybody's been singing the praises of Ruben Bain. You see all the hoo-ha yesterday. Ruben Bain hasn't had a haircut in a while. Like, he's just all about football. That's all he wants to do is play football.
He doesn't need a haircut to sack a quarterback. Man, this new age stuff is upsetting me when they're talking about his haircut. That man is a monster.
So listen to this, though. Ruben Bain measurements, 6'2", 263 pounds, 30 7/8 inch arm length. 30 7/8 inch arm length is the third shortest of any defensive end in NFL Combine history. He has the third shortest arm length of any defensive end in Combine history. And it's funny, Barstool Gambling has the measurements up. You know, everybody does these photos now, and then they have the funny headlines with them. It's a picture. Ruben Bain looks like a bad man, but in giant letters, it says tiny arms.
I bet Deion Jordan had long arms.
Yeah, obviously. Long arms doesn't necessarily translate to success, and short arms doesn't mean you're not going to have a success. But the same thing with a quarterback, right? You look at a quarterback and you go, man, he's got a lot of skills. He's kind of small, though. I wonder what that's going to mean. And I wonder if that makes someone pause on Ruben Bain. Didn't seem to stop him at all in college football, but you're playing a whole different level of competitor when you get to the pros.
No, Hawk, the most destructive defensive player in the entire college football worldscape this year. Ruben Bain won game for the Canes. I saw it this morning. I'm riding around and went fishing with Chaz, and I'm looking at this and I'm laughing because they're talking about his haircut and his arm length. Are y'all watching film on this man? It doesn't matter. They put him at the end, but what about Mika Fitzpatrick? Mika Fitzpatrick.
This doesn't give you a little pause. Tiny arms.
Yeah, tiny big ass arms. That's what it puts me at. Them arms ain't little and skinny.
I'm showing people on the YouTube feed there. Tiny arms.
He's not he'd act like he's a Geico. Listen, Ruben Bain's about to be a Pro Bowl player.
A Geico? What is he, an insurance salesman? You're talking about a gecko?
A gecko. He looks like they're trying to make like he's like that little green thing on the commercials. It's the craziest thing in the world that there's guys that run 4.2s that can't play football. There are guys that jump 43-inch verticals that can't play football. Ruben Bain's a damn football player. Leave his hairline alone and leave his arms alone. Somebody's better draft him in the top 10.
It's not crazy to be a little bit concerned that his measurables don't stack up to, at the very least, the average of what the player who's drafted at those positions has. But with that being said, I hope everybody passes on Ruben Bain. Because if he's there at 11 for Miami.
If he's there at 11, look out below.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they would. I would love to see them trade up to get him.
Trade up?
Yep.
I don't know about that.
He's a game changer. You need a guy like that.
He is a game changer, but they just got Chop Robinson. They just got
Kenneth Grant.
They can't go D-line again. They have so many other places to fill in.
Well, no. They should go D-line if the best player available, in my opinion, is a D-line.
At 11.
At 11.
You're saying don't trade up.
Well, I just don't think you can risk losing more draft capital, whether this year, later in the draft, or next year because of all the holes, to go and draft anybody that's higher than you. I would even suggest trading down if you can add a first-round pick or a second-round pick after the top 10 if you're not in love with anybody, because that's how many holes the Dolphins need to fill, especially in their secondary. But Crowder, when Hoch was off, we had read that story from Chris Perkins. He's arguing the most important position group that the Dolphins need to really focus on in the draft is the defensive line.
And it's I don't want to say, the hot thing right now, but Seattle's defensive front was crazy, and they went to win the Super Bowl, and they led that Super Bowl push. You saw the Patriots couldn't score a point. But you do that when you can hit on a Sam Darnold. You already have a Smith and Jigba and all those guys. Like, you have so many holes to fill. I don't know if you go and at 11 to take a D lineman, I wouldn't like that. I'm not going to lie.
If he was available, though. If he was available, you couldn't pass up on him, could you?
You can't pass up on him. I think he'll be gone top 5.
Yeah, I think
Ruben
so, too.
Bain. Ruben Bain's he's my favorite player in college football this year.
He was the talk of college football. He really was. I mean, you're not talking about Mendoza or Arch Manning or whatever, like, he was the talk of college football.
Ruben Bain is better at rushing the passer than Arch Manning and Mendoza are at quarterback. Agreed. Ruben Bain, if they did it legit Heisman, Ruben Bain would have won Heisman.
Somebody puts on the chat, breaking news, Crowder, Tampa Airport just banned Crocs. You could no longer wear Crocs at the Tampa Airport. That's the Tampa Airport being snarky. Yeah. They have a very snarky Twitter account. Big JH, don't get fooled by that tweet. You can indeed wear Crocs at the Tampa Airport. They can't tell you that you can't wear Crocs.
I just want to see Lucille, 5 a.m., stop me from walking through that TSA spot with Crocs on.
The Tampa Airport Twitter account happens to be very funny, Excellent. But if you're not aware of what they tweet, I could see how you would be fooled by one of their phony tweets. John Crotty is going to join us, and he's going to join us a little bit early in the segment, so I want to make sure we get headlines here with Solana. It's brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
I, too, had seen Joe Shad's tweet that you had read earlier in the show, Hoch, about Anthony Richardson.
Yep.
But before I get there, I love this because we're talking about trading up, maybe trading down for guys and the holes you need to fill. Dan Orlovsky on First Take, I just think it's a great take from him, and I genuinely believe, we were talking earlier in the week about whether or not Mel Kiper is really an expert or not. I think Orlovsky is really good at, like, evaluating guys.
I read an article about Orlovsky today. He will not talk about a football game that he hasn't watched in his entirety. So when Sunday's over, you can get those encapsulated games, take about 90 minutes to watch them. He starts watching every single game. He feels like it's his duty to make sure that if he's talking about a quarterback, a position, a team, that he is well-versed enough that he's actually seen everything that he's talking about. And he's probably a rarity in that because a lot of people, us included, talk after having seen highlights.
Huck, I've been with Ryan Clark while he's watching those 20 for 20, what's it called? The all 22 Solana, the things that people watch.
Yeah.
And I respect those guys. I don't respect Mel Kiper. I think Dan Orlovsky really does his research and really looks into things. I know for a fact Ryan Clark does his research and looks into things. I think Mel Kiper just talks with mousse in his hair.
He needs a little more mousse lately. We saw yesterday it was starting to flatten out.
He needs a little less mousse because his hair is not as thick.
I'll use the mousse to tighten it up.
So I just love this because here comes everybody's like, Mendoza's going number 1 overall. Mendoza's going number 1 overall. And here comes Dan Orlovsky. And he's like, not so fast. He pulls a Lee Corso. Quote, Ty Simpson's tape from Alabama through the first 8 games of the season, as he's been watching both of their tapes, is significantly more impressive than Fernando Mendoza's. And he went as far to say that he's just not there yet in terms of Mendoza, in his opinion, being the for sure top pick in the NFL draft. And he did say, he couched it by saying, hey, I know Mendoza got much better towards the end of the season. He came from Cal, probably took him a little bit more time. But he explained, like, there's a lot of RPOs, just a lot of back shoulder fades. He wasn't impressed with Fernando Mendoza. And I know I find it interesting because if Mel Kiper can potentially swing how teams view certain prospects, doesn't Orlovsky kind of have that same pool based on what he's evaluating?
Why haven't you ever talked about me saying Fernando Mendoza is not a great quarterback?
Because I don't think you watched more than 6 snaps of his all season long.
He is not impressive. I watched the playoffs, Hawk. I did watch some games.
I know your prep versus Mel Kiper and Dan Orlovsky.
No. Me and Mel Kiper have the same prep. Mel Kiper have the same exact prep.
Mel Kiper never started NFL Live and his microphone didn't work.
Listen, Fernando Mendoza is not polished. He's not one of those top guys. He's not Joe Burrow. I watched Joe Burrow at LSU. Fernando Mendoza is a game manager, top-notch game manager. But Fernando Mendoza is not about to get the Raiders to the playoffs year one. I'm not impressed by Fernando Mendoza, and I watched the entire playoff run. 4-game sample size, Hawk. Is that enough?
Not so much.
Okay.
Not so fast, Grover.
That's all I got, Hawk, is a 4-game sample size. But Fernando Mendoza is not, he's not going to just go out and be that dude.
I don't think he is either. Andy Valenzuela says you can't wear pajamas at the Tampa airport either. Don't get fooled by these fake Tampa airport tweets. You can indeed wear pajamas.
I've wore pajamas and Crocs to the Tampa airport.
You guys say pajamas, huh?
Yeah, what do you say?
Pajamas.
Pajamas?
Yeah, it's pajamas.
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 Yeah, you sound confused when you're saying
it's pajamas. It's pajamas.
It's not pajamas.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's
but
pajamas.
I'm not in the British House of Commons saying pajamas. It's
not
pajamas.
It's how you pronounce the word pajamas.
Pajamas.
Hey, we're not in Bridgerton. Bridgerton pronounces your way, Solana.
You've been watching a lot of Bridgerton. That's like the third time you referenced Bridgerton.
Hey, man, Bridgerton. Have y'all watched Bridgerton?
His wife is digging Bridgerton, so all of a sudden he's digging Bridgerton. Yeah.
I like a little soft touching.
All right, here's your local schedule. The Miami Heat do play the 76ers tonight. That's at 7 p.m. Norman Powell's questionable with a groin strain. The Panthers play the Maple Leafs tonight. First game back. It's the start of a back-to-back to open up their stretch here to the end of the regular season, which is a little less than 2 months away. Canes baseball did win their 10th straight last night. They beat FAU 11-7. They were trailing 7-4, entering the top of the ninth. They scored 7 runs in the top of the ninth.
This team, man. I mean, again, we're going to see this weekend against Florida, but this team, man, what a fun start to the season.
This weekend's going to show a lot.
And Los Marlins are playing right now. They're playing the Blue Jays. I want to say that in Spanish. The Azul Jays.
Yeah.
Los Jays.
Jota Azul.
Los Jays de Azul. They're playing Toronto.
Azul pajamas.
Because isn't today, what is today? Pistachio Day.
Oh.
Now, is it pistachio or pistachio?
Pistachio.
Pistachio?
Yeah. Pistachio.
Pistachio.
Because I think some people say pistachio.
They can't.
Do they?
Yeah.
I've never heard
Yeah,
that.
the Duke on Bridgerton.
Pistachio.
Jimmy, do you say pistachio or pistachio?
Pistachio.
You say pajama or pajama?
PJs.
Ah.
Good call.
Way to ride the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jimmy, you put on pajamas, Jimmy?
No.
With the feet on them?
Just a shirt and basketball shorts.
He wears the zip up.
Be funny with the feet. Do adults wear pajamas?
Yeah. My fiance wears pajamas.
Does she?
Mm-hmm.
Like separate clothes for sleeping clothes.
She has like
Lori
like
has Lori doesn't wear a nightgown, but Lori does have a pair of pajama pants for when it's cold out. Like last night, she put on the pajama pants. And then I was like, it's not that cold out, and it was death-defyingly hot in our room. It took about 14 seconds before she realized this was a bad idea.
Yeah. We sleep naked.
Yeah, that's foul.
Not if you want to get some action in.
You put socks on though, right? You can't have that ass foot out in your bed.
No, ass foot out.
Oh.
Baby. What's it called? Baby suit?
Oof.
Yeah.
Talking about
I
a
have
birthday suit?
out the womb apparel.
Talking about a birthday suit?
Birthday suit. Out the womb apparel.
You all right?
God bless Asia, man.
God bless Asia. Matthew Kachuk just had his media availability. Jameson Olive had tweeted out, Kachuk anticipates a nice reception for both himself and Austin Matthews prior to tonight's matchup. Quote, the roof might fall off before the game even starts. Yeah, it's going to be rowdy there tonight with USA chants and USA fans.
Marlins are losing, by the way, 7-2. Look at that. Toronto and Canada finally going to get a win over the past couple days. Your weather in South Florida.
Anything doing with Mervis? Anything do anything with the Nationals?
I haven't heard anything.
Let's see what's going on with Mervis. Getting shadow banned again. Had that big 3-run double. Now he's getting shadow banned.
Yesterday they played the Yankees. They lost 7-0. Matt Mervis, 1 at bat, 0 hits, 0 home run. He has a 175 average.
I mean, you got to give him some ABs, Coach.
They're playing the Phillies right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Let's see here.
They shadow banned me late in my career.
Mervis, nothing. I mean, they're shadow banning him today. Nothing.
Wow.
I mean, they're down 7-3 in the bottom of the 8th. He can't get a PH.
Shadow ban.
Shadow ban.
I got shadow banned.
Well,
I'd have made more plays. They just didn't put me in.
well. Is it possible they didn't put you in because you couldn't make plays?
That's what Matt Mervis is going through right now.
How dare you?
If we were the Mervis militia and now it's just you,
It's just me.
What is it then? Like, what do we call a militia that is literally broken down and it's just like a faction? What, like the Mervis movement? Are you just a movement?
No, I'm
now?
the Mervis militia, and I'll keep this thing rolling till the day I die.
But militia can't just be composed of one member.
One person. It's called
Sure.
Weirdo Fan.
No, it's a militia.
Okay.
Overruled.
The Lightfoot militia. All right, your weather in South Florida right now, it is 78 degrees, and the low today will be above 60 degrees, so much warmer weather. That's your weather.
All right, John Crotty is going to join us in the next segment. We will talk some Miami Heat with him. He's in Philly, city of brotherly love. Got to see if he's had a cheesesteak. Solana's betting no.
Yeah, no shot he's had a cheesesteak.
I think he's had a cheesesteak, Crowder.
I'm with a no.
When did they get into Philly? Yesterday?
Yeah, they stayed in Milwaukee after the game, so they flew out Wednesday, so they got in yesterday. My guess is steakhouse. He went like porterhouse.
Oh, he does like a man's meal.
Just a man's
he's
meal.
not the kind of guy that wants a sandwich at the window.
Glass of wine,
yeah.
porterhouse,
Yeah.
maybe like a T-bone
Yeah.
and like some potatoes au gratin.
Yeah.
He sticks to his diet no matter where he is. The city he's in, it doesn't matter. He's going to eat what he wants to eat.
I want steak, potatoes, vegetables.
Yes.
I'm a
Yes.
man. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I think he's had a cheesesteak.
Me and Crotty would have hung out if we played together.
Before we get to Crotty, I want to tell you about my good friends and the amazing award-winning team at Doral Kia. Whenever you want a low price, you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Take advantage of a Pricito now on all your favorite new Kia models like a Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, K5, Soul, and more. Do not wait. Hurry to Doral Kia today. We bought our son, DJ, his Kia K4 at Doral Kia. He loves that car. He had a Kia Forte before then. It got wrecked. He wanted another Kia because he loved the car. Got a Kia K4. We went down to Doral Kia. Mitchell, the king of Kias, took great care of us. He will take great care of you. Anyone you speak with at Doral Kia will take great care of you. So don't miss your chance to save on a new Kia or shop any of their pre-owned vehicles with easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money because you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Buenos días.
Just
I see what Jimmy's doing. A little boys to men. Do you know why he's playing boys to men, Crowder or Solana?
No.
No?
They're from Virginia.
They're from Philly, Motown, Philly.
That makes sense.
Roddy's in Philly.
Huh.
Man,
that
guys,
makes sense.
brains work slowly on this show. I mean, Crotty and I are going to be held back by you guys during this segment. I can tell already. John Crotty's on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Played in the NBA for many seasons. Had probably been a broadcaster for the Heat even longer now.
18, I think.
18 seasons?
I think so.
Is that true, Crotty? You've been a broadcaster for the Heat? Longer than that? How long?
Doing radio like you guys, man. Trying to dominate those radio waves first and then getting into TV, yeah.
Well, how come you were able to progress your career and I've been stuck here for over 20 years?
Have you seen his picture?
He's radio friendly, right, Shannon? He's radio friendly.
The old face for radio. Heat Sixers tonight, 7 p.m. on FanDuel Sports Network Sun. You can hear it here as well, 104.3 FM WQAM. I was saying to when we started the show yesterday, I had said leading into that Milwaukee game that I thought the Heat were a team on a mission after the All-Star break, and they were finally healthy, where you'd have Norman and Bam and Tyler all out there. And the first two games after the break, they looked like it, and then they kind of stumbled against Milwaukee. So what went wrong against Milwaukee, and what needs to be corrected for tonight?
No, I think your point's really a good one. I think because with Tyler being back and Coach Spo figuring out how to sort of stagger the group on the floor, where the offense has been, smoother in the 3 games that he's been back. I think what really hurt us was the fourth quarter against Milwaukee defensively, and our ability to control and contain the ball. They just broke us down time and again with the guards they had, and that's obviously of concern tonight when you're playing against a Philly team that has Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe in it. So it's going to be a tough matchup when you throw a big Joel Embiid in there too.
And Crowdy, you talk about Maxwell and all those guys, Maxey and those guys, where we were concerned with Norman and Tyler playing with each other because they're not the greatest defenders, but we know they can score. Like, what's that struggle for Spo to be able to figure out two guys that offensively can do it, but on the defensive side, you can't just say, hey, go play one-on-one.
Yeah, I think it's on those guys, obviously, to take the challenge as well. But what we're seeing with the rotation, to your point, is, we're seeing him keep those guys, at least one of those guys is on the floor the entire game. So offensively, the team has performed at a higher level. Defensively, if they're both on the floor, it depends on what the matchups are out there. I mean, they got to get better themselves, being able to guard the ball. And then, the team as a whole has to react better as a group with, either whether it's they're switching there or they're going to a zone, whatever they got to do to be able to, have those kind of that offensive weaponry on the floor at the same time and not get exploited defensively, to your point.
Crotty, which duo should we be more focused on in terms of needing progress from them down the stretch? Is it the backcourt pairing of Tyler Hero and Norman Powell when they're on the floor together, and certainly fourth quarter efficiency? Or is it the front court pairing of Bam Adebayo and Kalel, where we did get a couple minutes of them together on the floor the other day? And I assume depending on matchups, we might see more of it down the stretch.
Yeah, it's a great question, Solana. But I would tell you this. I would tell you, don't get hung up on sort of the tandem of either of those two groups playing together, because I think Coach Spo is trying to find out how to be consistent throughout the course of the game. The big thing, and because you're tracking every game like I am, is the third quarters have been a huge Achilles heel for Miami. And yet in the last 6 games, and some of that's obviously Tyler coming back, which I think is good, we've been able to win those third quarters. That's where we've lost games. I think it's more about him finding the right matchups and substituting people in and having the rotation, kind of match what's going on the floor versus saying, all right, I'm going to play Bam and Kalel here. I'm having Tyler and and Norman here. It's less about, you know, our guys being sort of tandemed up and more about what's going on the floor, who we matched up against. As an example, with Joel Embiid tonight, you know, that's when you would want to have a Khalil Ware out on the floor versus when they put him down, they speed up the game dramatically. You don't want to have your bigger, you know, maybe slower guy on the floor, right? You want to play a little bit quicker lineup, and Bam can tend to be, you know, more efficient and function really well in that scenario without getting hurt on high pick and rolls or in the transition game.
And speaking of that, I was going to ask about Khalil Ware versus Joel, where Joel's one of the top guys when he's healthy, and we know load management is a whole different story. But Khalil playing against those top-notch fives, those old-school fives, can Khalil hold it down against a guy like Joel Embiid?
I think, look, he played really well the last time these teams played in late November, but Joel did not play. It's interesting when you play this team because you really have to prepare for two different matchups. You know, with Joel and without him, they're totally different team. He is still a serious you know, talent when you look at what he can do. They just played Indiana 2 nights ago, and he has 27 points and 6 boards, and he's a huge factor in just 26 minutes. But you know, he has been so unreliable for them in terms of being healthy. I looked up this stat. I mean, think about this. He has missed 49% of the games that he, you know, for their team since he's been there. And what year is he in now? He's in his 10th year. He's missed 49% of the games. I mean, think about that in your career and how long, you know, you would last doing that, getting paid the kind of money he's getting paid. It's just remarkable. You know,
those are
they wouldn't have kept paying me, Crotty. They wouldn't have kept paying me.
I know.
Those are
but
Zion.
those
are Zion Williamson numbers. I mean, that's like that's the elite of the elite, as far as I'm concerned.
It's a dream job, if you ask me.
Oh my God, I would love to miss 49% of these shows. Crotty, when did you guys get into Philadelphia? Yesterday?
Yeah, we got in yesterday. We obviously played Milwaukee and then spent the night there, and that's become a little bit more of a trend in the NBA now too. It's just, I guess, the sleep. You know, get your good night's sleep and leave the next day and travel during the day. And as long as there's no weather that's impactful, and it's actually cleaned up pretty nicely here. We don't have as much snow. It got hammered a couple, you know, earlier in the week.
Well, we had this conversation. We were trying to wager on it. So, have you had a Philly cheesesteak since you've been there?
No, I haven't. Usually we will get them after the game tonight and eat them and have great heartburn on the way home. And,
so you don't mind throwing down a cheesesteak. Solana was saying you're in such good shape that you would never eat a cheesesteak.
No, man. You know, you got to have a nice cheat every now and then, and it depends. It depends on the mood I'm in, but I typically, I mean, look, if I'm going to eat a cheesesteak, this is the only place I'm going to do it.
Right. You might as well wait till you're in Philly to do it.
I don't know if I buy it though, Crotty. But what I was telling Hoch was that last night you, Reed, maybe like Amy and Jax, nice little steakhouse. You got a porterhouse, some potatoes au gratin, 1 glass of wine.
Like you're a man's man, Crotty, right? You want a steak and potatoes and vegetables. You want a starch. You want veggies. You want a protein.
You're gonna start riding that program again, Hoch. I remember when you were hitting me with all the Sloan stuff back in the day.
Yes,
you know, like
that's
washing my hair with soap and all that kind of stuff.
Jerry Sloan, I maintain, washed his hair with a bar of ivory soap. He was a man's man. He didn't need shampoo like other girly men. And
conditioner?
You came, conditioner. What's that? Your hair looks the way it looks when you get on with the bar of soap. And Crotty comes from the mold of Jerry Sloan, right? The late great Jerry Sloan. No, be honest though. You like a steakhouse. You like a man's meal.
I like a good steak. Last night I had a nice Italian meal and you know, a couple glasses of wine, and it was a good night out.
But Crotty, this is my take on you, because they get on me all the time. I'm at the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago. You're in San Fran, you have to have crabs. You're in Philly, you have to have a Philly cheesesteak. You're here, you have to do that. You just eat what you want to eat. You don't think about the city you're in.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I would tell you I eat what I want to eat, but I also I'm cognizant of if I'm, you know, in Oklahoma City, I'm not ordering the crabs. All right, let's be honest.
Long way away from the ocean, Crowdy.
Yeah.
Way too far from the
Yeah.
ocean, man. I mean, you know, I'm going to get a steak there. All right.
Yeah. But Crowder takes it to an extreme. So he was in San Francisco for the Super Bowl, and the first 2 nights there, he used Uber Eats to bring Wingstop to his hotel room instead of getting some San Francisco sourdough or some seafood or walking around even. Just had Wingstop delivered via Uber Eats to his hotel room. That's a little suspect, no?
That's Crowder's style, man. It's working for him, man. You know,
Is it?
Got
Have
wings.
you
He's got
seen him?
buffalo wings probably working out by
I
now,
don't know
right?
if it's working for him that well.
Yeah, I got it. Look a little thick in the midsection, Crowdy. Little thick.
John Crotty. Tonight, FanDuel Sports, you got Heat and Sixers. So I'm guessing the Heat's mantra, Eric Spoelstra's mantra for the remaining games is let's get out of the play-in tournament. Let's be a playoff team. That's it, right? End of story.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, and we're not the only ones. It's, you know, to get to that 6th spot, take all the question marks out. The play-in is you know, such a variable scenario, and it's only, you know, you're in a 1-game mini tournament basically, right? I mean, you know, to me always, and this is what's so different that maybe people don't understand from like college games is, you know, in a series, a 7-game series, 99% of the time the more talented team wins, unless there's a major injury or there's some sort of fight or fracas that, you know, people get suspended and whatnot. So, you know, when you're in this play-in, it's 1 game. Anything can happen in 1 game, just like in college in the NCAA tournament, you know? So,
Crotty, before we let you go, is there any real favorite in the East right now, the way it's kind of shaking up? I know Detroit, big win last night, and I know in general they've had the great regular season. Cade Cunningham's playing outstanding. But I don't know. I don't know if they've impressed you or anybody enough to say, hey, they're going to get to the finals because they haven't done it before. And I don't know. The Knicks don't look great. The Cavs, since getting Harden, look good. Like, who's the best team in the Eastern Conference? Do we know?
Yeah. I do think it's Detroit right now. But your points are very real. Meaning, they still haven't proven they can get to the finals. They're still untested in that way. But they have a very talented group. Their identity is a hard-nosed defensive style. They've played it well. I think, you know, the win they had against Oklahoma City last night was very impressive. Now, look, you know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't play, but at the same time, you know, that's the defending champ, and they have a really good team, and they put it on them pretty good. I don't think Cade is. I think he's playing extremely well. I don't see him as an MVP, though. I just think they're throwing him into the mix because some of the top people are getting close to being nullified because you got to play 65 games, you know, like the Jokic's and the who was the other person? I think. Well, obviously Giannis. Wemby too. Yeah, they're missing games. You know, so, but I do think they're a really good team, and you know, I think they're the favorites at least at this juncture.
And Crowder, you brought it up. I got to ask you, on the way out with that 65-game superlative threshold, how do you feel about that as the next player where we know who the best players are? We understand they don't want to do the load management for the fans. Like, we get the point of it, but to have guys that are the best knocked out of those superlatives because of that 65-game threshold. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I was all for it initially, Channing, but I'm like this right now. To me, it looks like, oh no, we may not get the best guy getting elected. But look, the part of it is you got to play. We talked about Embiid. I mean, look, the guy was an MVP a while back. It's, you know, part of it's a skill, being able to show up and be consistent and play and be someone your team can count on. At the same time, I'm wondering if it should be more like 60 games, something like that. Even 5 games could matter. You know, to get, you know, who I think is really, you know, the best player, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to me, who's the favorite, Jokic. Both of those guys are getting close, you know, to that threshold, which may nullify them from being considered. And I think that would, you know, maybe not be right, to your point.
Crotty's got to get to the team bus. It's leaving at 3:45.
pretty soon. Yep.
Yeah, you got about 4
Yes,
minutes,
sir.
3.5 minutes to
Yeah.
get down there. Would they wait for you
Taking it to the edge, baby.
if John Crotty was a few minutes late? Do you think they'd wait for you?
Hell no. You
Hell
kidding
no.
me?
Would they wait for Eric Reed?
No, E. Reed would be in trouble as well. I mean, they'll wait for a player, but they're not going to wait for us.
When you get your cheesesteak tonight, will it have cheese whiz on it the way God intended?
Yeah, I believe
Of
so.
course. Nice. John Crotty. Watch him tonight. FanDuel Sports Network, son. Thanks, Crotty.
All right. Take care, guys.
There
Thanks.
you go. Have a good broadcast. There you go. John Crotty. I almost cut my mic off again. I've never cut people off on the phone line either. It's not even my responsibility, but I almost was going to cut him off because he was done. I don't know where this has come from.
Yeah, where's this?
Having flashback, maybe because I'm working with Stu Gotts, I'm having flashbacks of when I used to cut off someone's phone line when they were done.
But was it right there next to you? Like you'd reach?
Yeah.
Really?
It was. Yeah, because I wasn't on the air, so I was standing by the
Gotcha.
console. Interesting. Anyway, well, no, I did that one on purpose. All right, quick break. Come back with more Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
I love Zephyr Hills.
There is no Zephyr Hills. It's Zephyr Hills. We've been over this.
WQ
So we're all in agreement. Claudia said so, and Will Manso. There's two goals for the professional teams playing in South Florida right now. Marlins in spring training, but for the Heat, they want to get out of the play-in. For the Panthers, they want to get into the playoffs. What do you think happens? If both happens, neither happens, one of them's able to achieve it. Which of those scenarios is what happens?
The Heat play their way out of the play-in. I think the better chances are. If I had to bet on it, we're gamblers, hard rock bet. I think that he can play their way out of the play-in before the Panthers make the playoffs. It's just the odds are against the Panthers.
I agree with you that the Heat can do it more easily than the Panthers can. I don't think either of them do it. I think when we get to the end of both of these seasons, it's going to be unlike it's been for the Panthers in a while. So again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong. I don't think the Panthers are in the playoffs, and I think the Heat are mired in the play-in tournament once again.
Because the Panthers is all injury. It's just
it's all injury and fatigue.
Fatigue and injury. Yeah. You're right. The Heat, I think they have enough talent, and we're not talking about being the 2 seed, are we? We're talking about just not being the 10 seed. And I think they cannot be the 10 seed.
Definitely not talking about being the 2 seed.
Yeah.
You think it happens, Solana?
No, I'm with you. I think if I had to put a percentage chance like against each other, I'd say it's like 98% the Heat versus 2% the Panthers. I'm sorry, guys. I told you when we were at Amerant Bank Arena like a month ago, hey, why don't we as Panthers fans just kind of come to the realization it's probably not going to happen this year, and that's okay. Like it's not to any fault of their own. It's just too many injuries to overcome. And then remember they won like 3 games after that, and we're like,
Yep.
Maybe
because Appel has vacillated all season long. They're done. Wait a second, they have some life. But when you look at the numbers, the one that George Richards wrote about in Florida Hockey Now, 25 games left, and you really have to win 19 or 20 of them just to be able to sniff the playoffs.
They have the 3rd worst record in the Eastern Conference.
And the Olympics didn't come at a good time for them. They're
not
playing
healthy.
all the emotional and physical.
And their guys in the Olympics, you're talking about 3 legit players getting a lot of minutes in although Marchand, I don't know if he had a ton of minutes.
Honestly, the Canadian guys, I think Bennett played more than Rhino and Marchie, but they still played.
Yeah.
They still skated.
Yeah, and had to travel and had to participate. By the way, it is going to be a fun night. If you have tickets tonight at the Amerant Bank Arena, it's going to be a really fun night. Matthew Tkachuk will get introduced, and Austin Matthews as well, as you mentioned. But the fact that it is USA versus Canada, although you've got players from Canada playing on the USA team and vice versa, but you've got Florida and Toronto tonight, and it's their first game, the Panthers' first game since the Olympics, and Matthew Tkachuk is a gold medalist. Like, it's going to be a really fun night at the Panthers' house.
I don't know what's going to happen, but there's going to be a squabble. There's going to be some penalty box minutes tonight. I guarantee that.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's not like this is Team USA versus Team Canada because you have a lot of Americans playing for Toronto and you have a lot of Canadians playing for Florida. So I'm not certain how it breaks down in that kind of arena. There might be some penalty minutes anyway, but I don't think it's going to be more fighting than usual between a Florida-Toronto team.
If we put our hands on each other before, we'll put our hands on each other again. Put your hands on me then, Huck.
I just wonder, like, what if Marchie goes after Austin Matthews? Does Tkachuk try to break it up? Because normally Tkachuk would be fist ups.
You ride or die with your Panthers teammates now. Countries get put to the side. That was during the Olympics.
All right, I hope so.
Now it's all about the Panthers and the Maple Leafs.
I hope so. We're watching. We're watching, Chucky.
You're watching Matthew Tkachuk.
I'm watching Chucky.
You think he might turn heel?
I'm watching Chucky. I'm watching Bennett. I'm hoping this gold medal game didn't create a divide in the locker room. That's all I'm saying. I'm watching. I'm keeping a keen eye.
Sam Bennett, gave a stick to Jack Hughes.
To Jack Hughes.
Yeah, American hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wonder if anybody had to have a little talk to Sam Bennett. Sit him down. Hey, Benny, we know you like Canada. You're a Panther now.
Put your hands on me then, Benny. It's going to be some fights tonight.
Tonight, the Panthers game is on AM 560 AM tonight. Heat game, Heat and Sixers is at 7 p.m. Both games are at 7. Heat and Sixers is on 104.3 FM. WQAM. All right, we have to take a break here. The 4:00 hour is coming up. We will get headlines at the top of the hour. There is something that's going a little bit viral regarding the Dolphins and the suggestions that, hey, Anthony Richardson might be the guy you want to target for your quarterback position because the Colts have given him permission to seek a trade, but you'd have to give up something to the Colts in order to get Anthony Richardson. So we'll talk about that 4:00 hour coming up on Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Text threads are meant for pictures of Jimmy's hot dog.
Four p.m. and we back on the clock, so don't get cutesy. Dog lead the station unlocked. We got the sports talk and the drama to make sure the T-clock. WQAM is the Avengers with no weak spot. For Joe Rose, Woody Bo, Omar and more. Tobin and Leroy giving gooses galore. Yeah, but 2 to 6 is reserved for 3 legends. The captains of America, not no Chris Evans. From Spritz to McRibs and calling out game scores. Hotman, Crowder, Solana. Get ready for some more.
Here we go. We got some more.
Hey.
Hochman, Crowder, and Solana be on till 5:45 tonight. 5:45 is when you get preheat this evening. Let me start the 4 o'clock hour with the stock market report. Stock market report sponsored by Anna Jar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Let's see what we had on Wall Street today. Dow Jones really didn't move, up 17 points, which is, a fraction of a percent. NASDAQ down over 1%, down 273 points. And the S&P 500 down 0.5%, down 37 points. We got one more trading day left this week. That'll be tomorrow. 15 minutes of heat on WQAM is sponsored by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Give you some lines for tonight's game. What do you think the line is? Heat in Philly tonight, 7 o'clock start.
Philly favored by 4.
Solana?
Man, might be more, might be 6. Sixers by 6.
Hold on a second.
Only because
new drop available on the Hard Rock app. I got to make sure I get my drop before it runs out.
Ooh, I got this new Wi-Fi. My Hard Rock app
Oh,
work.
look at you. Yeah.
What? I see it.
What were you saying?
maybe by only because Norm is questionable. So I'm going to say Sixers by 6.
Sixers are 3-point favorites. You both overestimated. Sixers are 3-point favorites. I'll give you some player props tonight. You want to guess Tyrese Maxey? That guy can score. Tyrese Maxey, what do you think his over-under is tonight?
Ooh, 23.5.
More, 28.5.
Yeah, I was going to say like 30, 27.5.
He's averaging, I think, 30.
Joel Embiid.
With the injuries.
I mean, you just never know with him.
Well, no, I mean, he hadn't played since early February. He played Tuesday night, and he had like 27 points in 25 minutes. It was just like an easy.
Right.
And they played the Pacers, so it's, but no, he balled.
24.5.
21.5.
27.5.
Jeez.
27.
Do they know he's playing Bam? Do you think Hard Rock Bet knows he's playing Bam and Khalil Ware?
Well, maybe you could exploit a disadvantage for them right now. VJ Edgecombe.
21.5.
No, what? They're gonna put up 250 points on us, Crowder? Hell out of here.
Yes, they are.
15.
14.5. How about Tyler Hero tonight? Now, I'm going to give you a little context. They have a player prop for Norman Powell, so they're assuming he's playing. If Norman doesn't play, the other point props probably will go up for the Heat, but you have to assume right now Norman Powell's playing.
And he said he's going to try to play. He went through shoot around, which is always a good sign.
Tyler.
20.5.
I'll say 17.
19.5. Norman Powell.
18. No, 16.5.
Oh, 21.5.
21.5. You are correct. Bam Adebayo.
17.5 is life.
Nailed it.
It's his life.
You nailed it.
Hey, Crowder. Under.
Bam double-double tonight, minus 125. Anybody like that? I think those are pretty good odds.
Well,
no?
Is he?
You don't think so?
Is he fighting? Because what's Khalil gonna do? That's the thing with Khalil and Bam. What are they gonna have Khalil do and Bam do?
Yeah, but they're not. They played a few minutes together the other day, and it wasn't great. By the way, like it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. And maybe I could see them putting a lot more size in. Remember, Joel Embiid plays a lot of his possessions are away from the rim, and I don't like that in terms of Bam when he's guarding him, having to be away from the basket to cover him at the 3-point line, because if he does miss, Bam's not down low to get rebounds. So I just don't love Bam over 10 rebounds today or over 9.
Yeah, no, but Solana, and past that, I understand what you're saying. But when you have a 7-footer to face a 7-footer, like why wouldn't you have Khalil on the floor with Joel? And
because I get it.
Khalil's a rangy 7-footer. Like let's match strengths.
I get it, because Tobin and I have been having this fight every day when he leaves the studio, because he is putting a lot of the onus on the Heat, blowing that fourth quarter the other day on Eric Spoelstra. He wants to see more of the double big lineup. And by the way, I get it, because it's looked good. But here's why, in my opinion, Crowder, because the second you put Khalil Ware on the floor and Bam Adebayo on the floor, teams put Khalil Ware in a pick and roll. They get a mismatch. Remember when Jaw called him a pigeon? Well, he's not exactly matured into a bald eagle yet when he's in a pick and roll situation, and they just hunt for mismatches, and the Heat haven't been able to get over that hump. So I think a lot of teams know that, they recognize it, and they exploit it, and it's why he's not playing heavy minutes right now, because he can't defend the pick and roll. And I think the Sixers, with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, especially Tyrese Maxey, might have one of the best pick and rolls in the NBA with Joel Embiid. It's not just an easy, hey, they have Joel Embiid, let's just play 2 bigs on them and we'll neutralize them. Well, no, you're going to get exposed elsewhere.
What happened with the Marlins, Jimmy?
They are taking the lead 8-7.
Oh,
they were down 7-2.
Saw someone put it up on the chat. Wearing my Marlins hat. Jimmy's all decked out in the Marlins. I mean, we got some.
Don't.
What? And you've got a Marlins shirt on as well. What's going on with us?
I've got my Marlins gear today too.
How do we all get that working?
Jimmy had a great idea during the break. Jimmy got here early today for a huddle.
Yeah, we had a staff meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I was unable to make it.
Yeah, and Jimmy got here very early. He was present. He represented the show at the staff meeting.
Thank you, Jimmy. That was very nice of you.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
And
were you on your best behavior?
Yes.
All right.
And
did you speak up, Jimmy? Did you put your foot down in the meeting?
No, I did not.
You say, on behalf of Hochman, Crowder, and Solana, I object to everything you're saying, Claudia.
I did not do that.
You did not do that.
I did not do that.
You did not do that?
But our show did get praised.
Jimmy, you know, Hawk's gonna argue in all the meetings. I slap Hawk's leg in all the meetings. Like, man, stop arguing with these people.
How did we get praised?
No, about the ranking. The top one of the top 20 shows in the
on the Barrett Sports Media.
Yeah.
All right. And did you give like an acceptance speech on behalf of the show?
No, I didn't.
You should have raised your hand. I would like to say a few words on behalf of Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
I should have.
Would you like that moment right now? I'll give it to you right now. Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
No.
Whatever you would have liked to said this morning. Go right ahead. The floor is yours, Jimmy. No, go ahead.
No.
No, I would never steal this moment from you. Go ahead.
No,
Jimmy.
it's fine.
No, please. I insist. Go ahead.
No, I insist.
No, whatever you want. Go ahead and just say. All right. Since you guys insisted, Portland is visiting the Chicago Bulls tonight. And since I was giving you some player props, what do you think the line is? Portland visiting Chicago. Chicago, the home team. Home teams always usually the favorites.
Chicago, 6-point dogs.
Portland, is our guy Denny Avdia playing? Can you double check?
Denny Avdia? I don't know who plays for Portland. I just know Chicago's terrible.
Well, he's Israeli. That's why we love him.
Oh, okay.
He's also just a hooper.
He is a hooper, but one of the rare Jewish hoopers who can really hoop.
Mm-hmm.
The Matt Mervis of the NBA?
The Matt Mervis of the NBA. I don't see him on the
He's been hurt. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing.
All right. I'm going to say Portland minus 9.5.
Portland minus 4.5.
Oh,
how about that? Matas Buzelis. What do you think his over-under is tonight?
He's a 14.5 human.
He put up 32 last game. 32.
My bad, G. 15.5.
Solana?
Matas Buzelis, 16.5.
19.5.
Oh, big
19.5. How
Under.
dare you guys? Josh Giddey, 16.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm putting the house on Giddey. He's been a dog since the trades that the Bulls made, since the All-Star break. Giddey has been non-existent. This is his breakout game tonight. Who's with me?
I'm good.
Double unit. Giddey over 16.5.
Let's go.
Let's go, Jimmy. Who else is with me?
Hey, Solana, you got him.
I'm good.
No one's with me?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
What do you think of the Dolphins trading for Anthony Richardson? Now, I believe his salary would be $10.8 million if you're trading for him, because Indianapolis, they've still got him under contract, and they have given him permission today to seek a trade. So you'd have to give up something in return. You're obviously not going to give up a lot for Anthony Richardson. I can't imagine there's a team in the league. Now, the difference between obviously him and Tua is $10 million versus $50 million is a huge difference. So if you're looking for a bridge quarterback, you might be willing to give up, I don't know what, a 6th rounder for Anthony Richardson, 7th rounder?
Mid-round at the highest, fourth, 5th at the highest.
I don't think I would give up a 4th. Now, he went for a 1st round, right?
He was a 5th overall pick.
It was what, 3 seasons ago or 2?
3. I don't think Anthony Richardson, anybody will trade a draft pick for him.
Interesting.
But
I think that's what the market is.
But Solana, I like Anthony Richardson over Malik Willis. Willis has been in the league for years. Anthony Richardson, I guess there's more juice in the orange or whatever they say. Like, let's see what he can be with a new offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's squeeze him more for $10 million, other than paying Malik Willis $50 million for 2 years or $60 million for 2 years. I like Anthony Richardson more than the Malik Willis talk.
I'm just afraid that there's no orange to be squeezed, just a small, shriveled up clementine that no longer has any sort of juice inside. This guy can't stay on the field. He had maybe a stretch of 3 or 4 games his rookie season where you said, oh, wow, okay, yeah, he's clearly talented, but his game revolves around him using his legs and taking hits. He hasn't shown that he's like a great pocket passer. I'm not against Anthony Richardson, Crowder. I'm just telling you that I don't think the market for Anthony Richardson, because of everything I just said, is going to be that of 5th round pick or 6th round pick.
I think I
even
could see
7th round pick.
I could see a 6th or 7th round pick. If a team is in dire need of a quarterback and you're just, you're not in cap hell like the Dolphins, and maybe you have some additional draft assets that the Dolphins don't have. My biggest fear would be that the Dolphins aren't very good and you're pacing for a good draft pick and he wins you 2 games with his legs. And you're like, did we really want that to happen? You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden he has, a drive at the end of the game, and because he can kill you with his legs as well, you win a couple games that maybe you shouldn't have. And does that really end up hurting you in the end?
And I think that's a legit concern, Hawk. But with him and Quinn Ewers being athletic, you can install the same offense. Quinn Ewers cannot play the Tua offense because Tua can't move. Right. So I think if you're setting the offense up and if you want to pursue an athletic quarterback that I think all Dolphin fans want, now you're setting up the offense. You're implementing that for the offensive line, for the receivers, the movement style of offense, the rollout offense with Anthony and Quinn Ewers. I have no problem with Malik Willis, but I just think we're paying too much for a stopgap. Anthony Richardson's a stopgap. You figure Anthony Richardson out, he could be something special. He's 6'6", 250 pounds, and runs a 4.4. Let's just see, past anything on to your point, there's going to be some excitement if Anthony Richardson's under center and healthy.
And also, dude can throw the ball, too. You want to talk about a guy with a cannon.
And it's
right. He's not accurate, but he's got a cannon.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I've talked about it before on the show, and being a UF guy and talking to people. Did they limit the playbook because of Anthony Richardson's ability or his comprehension of the playbook, or did they limit it because they limited the playbook because that was their playbook? And that's the whole thing with Anthony Richardson. But now I'm watching him in the league, and they're still doing very simple offenses for him. And is it because he can't understand a intricate offense, or is it because they don't want to put that on his lap? And I don't know about him, but if he's playing, it's going to be exciting. You don't remember, Solana, you brought it. So Hoch was talking about it. You remember those games when he was winning late fourth quarter, running 60-yard touchdowns, spinning off of people, doing damn backflips over people? That's something that I would love to see a Dolphin quarterback
I remember
do.
us saying, you can't stop that guy. Like, that guy's impossible to stop once he gets moving.
It was a 4-game stretch his rookie season before he got hurt.
No. Even in Florida, though.
Oh, yeah. But
he had a 15. He had a 12-game stretch at Florida that got him drafted 5th overall. Those 12 games had to be crazy to get him drafted 5th overall.
Here's my thing with Anthony Richardson. He was in Indianapolis. Indy was able to win games with Joe Flacco. Everybody thinks the world of Shane Steichen. And they brought in Daniel Jones, who was left for dead, who I thought was literally the biggest bum in the NFL. I couldn't believe the Dolphins got blown out by Daniel Jones. And Steichen made Daniel Jones look like a quality quarterback again. So what happened with Anthony Richardson?
Sometimes it just doesn't work in one system or one city or with one coach. Sometimes a change of scenery. Now, if you're ready to write, here's the only thing I would caution you on. If you're ready to write off Anthony Richardson, we were all ready to write off Darnold and Jones. Like there's a lot of guys who were ready to be written off, and then all of a sudden, under a different system, different coach, they thrived. So
it's closer to Baker Mayfield than Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold.
But Baker Mayfield had won games. He had won a playoff game. Anthony Richardson, he hasn't done anything in the NFL.
I agree. He hasn't done anything.
No,
but
you
still look at, like Crowder said, juice left in the orange. You feel like it's there.
Because he was a high draft pick. That's the only reason why.
Well,
because he went top 5.
Because he's got
skills. He has one of the strongest arms in the NFL. He is one of, if you teach him, what is it, Slowick? And who I don't like the Slowick, the bringing back. If you can mold that arm and those legs into something, Anthony Richardson is a stupid athlete, amazing athlete. But what can you get out of that? I don't think he's a Clementine. I think he might be one of those damn oranges that Barry got me to buy.
Fuji orange.
The sumo oranges. Yeah. Sumo oranges. Delicious. We have a sumo orange and not a Clementine.
Now, one more thing I want to get to before headlines. And then later on this hour, we're going to talk with our friend Peter Berger. He comes on with us once a year around this time. He does a fundraising walk for the American Lung Association. It's at Lone Depot Park this coming Sunday. And we always bring him on, try to drive some donations. So we're going to talk with him. But there was one other story that caught my attention today before we get to headlines. You see what the Atlanta Hawks are doing, Solana?
I did not know.
You see, Crowder, what the Atlanta Hawks are doing?
Being terrible.
The Atlanta Hawks on Monday, March 16th, are honoring Magic City during the team's Magic City Monday against the Orlando Magic, by the way. The Atlanta Hawks announced today a special one-night collaboration to celebrate the city's iconic cultural institution, Magic City, during the team's home game against Orlando, Monday, March 16th. As part of this celebration, the Hawks have worked with Magic City to bring the best of phenomenon for fans in attendance. And that means, of course, lemon pepper wings.
Wow.
You want to bring up the varsity and the hot dogs. Lemon pepper wings at Magic City have more cachet than varsity hot dogs. I love it. They should do it.
Magic City Kitchen.
Why don't the Heat do a Tootsie's Tuesday?
100%, man. Magic City Kitchen will serve 2 versions of their world-famous lemon pepper wings, Lou Will lemon pepper barbecue, and traditional lemon pepper. Fans interested in purchasing wings can sit in sections or visit sections 114, 120, and 211, and you can enjoy a little Magic City while you enjoy an Atlanta Hawks basketball game. That's a great collab, man.
This is a sports show, and now that they've brought it into existence, I think we should have a show vacation to Atlanta so we can all see Magic City.
Well, I was just in Atlanta. I saw everything I needed to see.
No, you didn't. Did you see Magic City?
Everything?
No, yeah, I saw the varsity,
Mm-hmm.
and I went. Where did I get? I got some fried chicken. What was the place called?
Was that chicken and waffles?
I gotta look.
I can show you a way nicer waffle and nicer chicken.
Roscoe's?
Magic City.
I gotta look.
If an NBA team is honoring Magic City, you know it's something special, and we need to go as a whole team. Our team needs
Like
to
you,
visit Magic City.
like Jimmy represented us at the meeting this morning. You represent us at Magic City.
No, but I want y'all to come. I want y'all to meet Tatalicious. I want y'all to
Well,
really
Jimmy, you go in my
interact.
stead.
Hattie B's?
I think maybe it was Hattie B's.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you want to go to Magic City because they're scared.
East ATL.
Yeah, East ATL.
Yeah, in the East ATL.
I'm not afraid to go to Atlanta.
No. Magic City though. Like, yeah, just being in Atlanta is not.
Oh, Magic City.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
You missed the rest of this conversation.
Yeah, I did. I was a little off.
That's what I meant to when I brought up Jimmy at the meeting today. He got here very early.
Yeah.
He's been in this building since 10:20. So when I saw him today at around 1:15, 1:30, I said, "Wow, Jimmy, I mean, you've never been here this early for a show. You must be as well prepared for today's show
would make sense
as you've ever been." And I asked him if he had any ideas to help better our show. And Jimmy, what was your idea that you just told me that we should do moving on every single week?
Every single week, once a week, we should have like Marlins Wednesday or Marlins Thursday where we wear Marlins stuff.
Oh, wouldn't you have Marlins Monday?
Don't rhyme.
Just the alliteration. It doesn't rhyme. You don't understand what rhyming is.
Leonard Skinner.
I mean, you literally don't understand what rhyming is.
I like a good rhyme.
These are the guys I've
Marlins
surrounded
Monday.
myself with. Jimmy's suggesting Marlins Wednesday when Marlins Monday is just staring you at the face, and then Crowder's going, "Yeah, Marlins Monday. It rhymes."
When he's telling me about it, though, I'm like, we won't do it on Tuesdays because we have Jersey Tuesday. I'm like, well, what about Marlins Monday? It makes sense. He's like, yeah.
Don't you think that rolls off the tongue a little bit more than Marlins Thursday?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
You know why they have Throwback Thursday on Thursdays?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you?
Not
It
really.
rhymes.
It doesn't rhyme. All right, let's get headlines with Solana. Lord Hashem, what did I do to deserve this? Headlines brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
This is how Barry Jackson described the Chicago Bulls on Twitter, by the way. He was talking about the odds that the Heat have to be out of the play-in tournament, teams that were tanking, et cetera, Hornets or Hawks or Bucks will be in the play-in tournament. I discount the Bulls, Barry Jackson writes, who are wandering aimlessly with a roster of 206 guards, no big guys, and 1 million second rounders.
Yeah, that is correct.
Let's go Giddy.
Somebody says, I don't understand how wearing clothes, such as Marlins clothes on a specific day, would make a radio show better. You're correct. That's what Jimmy came up with, though. And so
you've been brainstorming for years.
The guy came up with it. He was here all day. Got the guy a little slack. Of course, it would not make the radio show any better.
Marlins Wednesday.
We're all wearing Marlins gear, and today's show hasn't necessarily been much better.
No, it's been terrible.
I got a Marlins hat.
You ever had beef Wellington?
Oh, delicious. That's the fried beef?
I don't know. I'm watching a video right now on Twitter from Hell's Kitchen in Las Vegas. It says they sell about 900 beef Wellingtons a day at $73.95 each. But it looks almost like a breaded steak.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like chicken. It's chicken fried steak, but it's good steak.
I don't think it's chicken
not
fried
chicken
steak,
fried steak.
though.
It's like a chicken cordon bleu, but the inside
Yeah.
of it is an
But is it-
actual
is it-
tenderloin. But then it
It's
has like
chicken
ham or
fried
prosciutto
steak.
wrapped around
It
it.
is not chicken
It's
fried
a
because
tenderloin.
chicken
It
fried
is.
steak is a thin steak, a thin chicken breast pressed
No,
down.
it's a little. It's like
and
a little.
fried.
It's a little football, like a little football of steak fried.
Well, that's what beef Wellington looks
Yeah.
like. That's not what chicken fried steak
It's a
looks like.
pastry. It's a pastry on the outside. It has like ham or prosciutto wrapped
show you.
around a piece of I don't know if it's a tenderloin or if it's
Look at this.
like
Look
a
at
flank
I
steak.
don't know about all this prosciutto, whatever he's talking about. It is a fried steak, breaded
I'm
fried
telling
steak.
you,
It's not. I
I've
don't
had
think it
beef
is.
Wellington a million times.
I've had beef Wellington a million times, Solana.
Well,
think
where
you
are
have.
you getting yours, Crowder? Look at this.
Grandma's
this,
house.
Look at that. That's not chicken fried steak.
No,
That's
not
chicken
at all.
fried steak. It's just a better steak. Oh my goodness.
Those are
Mm.
tenders.
That
Hold
looks
on.
good too.
Look at this. Look at this. And you may
That's
be asking
special.
yourself, how does me showing videos make this radio show any better? It doesn't. But look at that. That chicken cordon bleu or beef Wellington.
Have you had chicken cordon bleu?
That looks good.
Not a big
Oh,
fan.
and by the way, it's beef. How could it be chicken fried steak?
Steak fried, chicken fried.
No, you're
steak.
right. Chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak.
That's
It's
more
steak
like-
with
I
a
think,
breading on the outside.
No,
Ain't
that's like
damn
beef
prosciutto
steak and
wrapped around it.
panisado is like a breaded steak. It's a breaded fried steak. That's
So
not
good.
That's not what this is.
No, that's a pastry on the out. Literally,
right.
it's like
That's
a pastry.
that's right. That's like a puff pastry
Yeah.
on the outside of the beef Wellington.
And I'm telling you, there's prosciutto in that thing. I'm telling you,
No
100%.
damn
Prosciutto
prosciutto
in
anywhere.
chicken cordon bleu.
No, there's ham and chicken cordon bleu and beef
Oh,
Wellington.
here he
At least the beef
goes.
Wellington I've had,
Let me see.
it's a piece of meat. I don't know what type of
Because it's
meat
some weirdo place that you
Hold
go
on,
to
let
in
me
your
ask
auntie's
Claude.
house.
with
Yes,
prosciutto.
Claude.
Hey, Hoch, what's up?
What is beef Wellington?
Beef Wellington is a classic British dish made with a beef tenderloin that's wrapped in mushroom paste, then encased in puff pastry and baked until golden. It's fancy and impressive, often served at special occasions or nice dinners.
Fancy and impressive,
Mhm.
which has never been said, by the way, about chicken fried steak.
But also hasn't been said. He said nothing about damn putting bacon around it.
He said mushrooms and the puff pastry.
Yeah. Maybe the one I've had a little bit more fancy with prosciutto.
Oh Lord, cause your auntie makes it wrong.
You have never had beef Wellington. It's
I
very
have had beef Wellington. It's
It
a
ain't
fried
chicken
steak.
fried steak. It is
It's
not.
fried steak.
It has a puff pastry around it. Where are you
Oh.
seeing fried?
They fry the pastry. It's a fried encasement on a steak.
Pastry? No, the pastry gets baked. You never baked
No, Jack.
pastry? You don't fry a puff pastry.
Look
Go
at
ahead,
there.
look it up. Yeah, look it
I'm
up.
looking-
Now your
I'm
Wi-Fi
looking at
is
it
fast
now.
as ever. Go ahead, look it up. Crowder, if I put
You know what? Hold on. Let me ask Claude.
Claude,
but
can you
you
do,
put a
do you fry a beef Wellington,
you
Claude?
put a croissant into a fryer, into oil.
I don't want a croissant. I want a beef Wellington.
Hey, Hoch, how's it going?
Is beef Wellington anything similar to chicken fried steak?
Steak fried steak.
Not really. They're pretty different dishes. Beef
Man, they're
Wellington is a
flawed.
small tenderloin wrapped in mushroom duxelles and puff pastry, so it's elegant and French-inspired. Chicken fried steak is basically a thin cut of beef that's breaded and fried like you do chicken.
Exactly what I said. Exactly what I said.
A thick chicken fried steak.
No, he said not really. And beef Wellington is elegant. Chicken fried steak, exactly what I said, is a thin chicken cutlet fried and breaded. It has nothing to do. You're wrong on this one. Claude knows you're wrong on this one. Everyone knows you're wrong on this one. The
I
thing
do
that
everything. But
the
what if
thing
I do everything? What if I do everything elegant?
There's no way to make chicken fried steak elegant. Do you know where you get chicken fried steak? Cracker Barrel.
That's an elegant spot.
There's no elegant food items at Cracker Barrel. My favorite thing about asking Claude something is that when I say I'm going to ask Claude, Solana immediately stares at Jimmy because I know he wants him to make my microphone louder because I have a windscreen over it. And Jimmy just can't get the hang of it for whatever reason. And so then Solana stares at him, but then he makes it louder too late. And then when I start talking, it's blisteringly loud. But I've watched this happen all week, and I get such a kick out of it because the moment I say, I'm going to ask Claude, Solana goes, he looks at Jimmy, but Jimmy does not react to it at all. And Solana wants to explode. I've watched this all week long. I get such a kick out of it.
We'll get there, Jimbo.
All right, real quick headlines here with Solana, brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
The Heat and Sixers play tonight, 7 p.m. Norm is questionable, and Joel Embiid is probable. Panthers, Maple Leafs tonight at 7 p.m. Heat will be on FM 104.3. Panthers will be on AM 560. And you also have Inter Miami. We had talked about this yesterday, playing a friendly tonight. They're playing in Puerto Rico. The game was supposed to be played a couple weeks ago. They're going to play Ecuadorian club Independiente del Valle.
That on TV at all, do you know?
I don't know. I have no idea. That's at the Juan Román Lubriel Stadium in Bayamón.
Should I ask Claude? I just wanted to see if you I just wanted to see if you reached for the levels. What does it say there? Yes, you can deep fry beef Wellington. Yes, you can. But you could deep fry a pizza if you want. I mean, literally, the way you think beef Wellington is served, here are some of the texts, Crowder.
Mm-hmm.
Crowder is a big dummy on beef Wellington. Crowder cannot admit he's wrong. Here's another one. 100% baked. Like Crowder is if he thinks it's the same as chicken fried steak.
Thick chicken fried steak.
Yeah, it's the furthest thing. If you said to someone, hey, let's get some beef Wellington, it's like having chicken fried steak, and they brought you a big old puff pastry with a giant filet mignon inside, people would think you need your head examined. All right,
That
anything else
sounds
to headlines? We got to get to Peter Berger.
Your weather in South Florida right now. Anything about prosciutto in those texts?
Haven't seen anything about prosciutto.
Goddamn prosciutto.
Your weather in South Florida, it is partly cloudy. It looks like it might rain here in South Florida. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into, I don't know, there's shade in front of my side, so I can't really see the clouds. Maybe not. Tonight, the lows will be in the low 60s. That's your weather.
We're going to do a little charity endeavor in the next segment, try to drum up some money for a very worthy charity. Low testosterone is a real issue for many men. It can lead to poor sleep and low energy and brain fog and a reduced sex drive, and it makes it difficult to stay in shape as well. You all know a healthy body plays a major role in overall health and well-being. This is why I talk about Atlantic Men's Clinic. I go there for testosterone once a week. I'm legit thrilled that I do. If you are feeling sluggish, just not feeling like you used to feel, I highly recommend Atlantic Men's Clinic. And more than just testosterone, Atlantic Men's Clinic can help men lose weight, support metabolism, improve gains in the gym, and more with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. With low T treatments combined with body composition programs, most men notice real improvements, more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, often a renewed sex drive as well. I'm telling you, if you're having those symptoms, you're feeling sluggish a little bit, schedule a consult with Atlantic Men's Clinic. Everyone there is so friendly, and they have 7 locations in South Florida. Call them at 877-455-7300, 877-455-7300, or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the hottest chick in the game right now, man.
WQAM broadcast.
Money. Little Billy Idol there. Our friend Peter Berger is on the line. He's a firefighter, and he joins us every year, Crowder, for an endeavor that he takes upon himself, and many others do.
Awesome.
Climb Miami. It's the American Lung Association Fight for Air Climb, and it is this Sunday at Lone Depot Park. He's been doing this for a while. You can get all the info at climbmiami.org. Climbmiami.org. It says on the promo flyer, climb stairs to support people with lung disease who are fighting for every breath. Work your core and more by racing to the top or taking it one step at a time. How you climb is up to you. And the interesting thing of what we've learned from Peter over the years, because he's a firefighter, is he's got lung issues himself. So Peter's with us. Hello, Peter.
Hey guys, how are you? It's so nice to be back with the family.
Tell everybody the story again of your own issues with breathing, really.
Yeah, so the story starts 19 years ago. I was in a fire station in South Florida, and I was getting sick and not realizing why. And I'd gotten bronchitis a couple of times, and I couldn't shake it, and then I kept getting worse and worse, and I finally, talked to a doctor. I'm like, listen, this isn't getting any better. Can we please figure out what's going on? They decided to send me to a pulmonologist, and he did a bronchoscope where they put a camera down into my lungs, and then they found mold at the base of both of my lungs. And 2 weeks later, which was 19 years ago, I was diagnosed with COPD and just recently diagnosed with asthma on top of it. So I found the American Lung Association's Fight for Air Climb about 9 years ago, saying, you know what, if I can still do my job, this will prove to me that I can still do my job. And I've been doing it ever since. And for the last 4 years, I've been the chairman for the climb, and it's been incredible.
And Peter, like people, sometimes when you have these impactful things, they don't understand the impact. Like we've talked about in the years past, talk about the impact that you have made, what climbmiami.org can do.
So, at first I thought I was on the pivot. I didn't know. Was that Channing that spoke to me? What happened?
I appreciate the support, brother.
Is this the coaching section of the pivot? I don't know what just happened. Sorry. As I digress. Okay, so here's our impact. Our impact is as such. The Climb Miami last year, we raised $268,000. We were number 6 out of 45 climbs across the country. That is outstanding. So if you take our 268,000, 250,000 of that went back to lung research. And with everything going on, and I don't care about political parties, but whatever is going on in the government and money being taken away, it's being taken away in the wrong spots. So this $250,000 from the Miami Climb from last year is going to education. It is going to lung research. It is going to find a cure for COPD. It's going to find a cure for lung cancer. That's our impact. And for us to get the money and then disperse it out immediately to get it into the researchers' hands to find cures. Look, I have COPD. There is no cure. We know that. There is no cure. There's medication that can sustain it, and I can live a little bit longer on the medication, and I keep changing it. And, there are wonderful things, but there's no cure. And so the money is essential to give to researchers so that we have the cure. I last year, I don't do accolades. The American Love loves to give me accolades. Last year, I was the number 3 firefighter in the country raising money, and I was number 11 out of all climbers in the nation. So if you think about it, that's just one person. I'm just raising money for myself to give to the American Lung Association so that I can sustain my own life and plus the lives of others. I never wanted to be a statistic, but there are 3.5 million Floridians that have lung disease. I'm one of them. And I never wanted to be that person, but I am. I'm part of that.
And we all,
and that's the scary part.
We all know that Peter has climbed before with my mother's name in his backpack. In her memory, she died of lung cancer. My mother, everybody knows that. So that's why it's near and dear to me. How can people donate to you for the Miami Climb on Sunday? Do you just go to climbmiami.org and search your name, or is there an easier way to donate right to you?
The best way to do it is to go to climbmiami.org, scroll down to the bottom. You'll see top participants and top fundraisers. I think I'm still in first place at 11,000 right now. My goal is 15,000, which would be the largest and the highest that I've ever raised. But the woman behind me, Jeanette Harrington, is been the #1 firefighter in the country probably for the last 10 years. She is outstanding. She has been incredible. She's won a lot of awards, been recognized as Volunteer of the Year from the American Lung Association. She is part of the co-sponsoring. The main sponsor for the event, is Union 1403, the Miami-Dade Firefighter Union. They've been incredible for us, and they've been doing it for 22 years. And so we've had those things. So if you want to give to the climb, you can give to the climb in the name of the person you want to give to, or in memory of. It doesn't matter. All money goes to the American Lung Association. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't take any money and put it in my pocket. That's not how it works. All of it goes to to Climb Miami and the American Lung.
Well, for our listeners, go to climbmiami.org. We don't ask you very often to donate to charitable endeavors. We hope that you do. We always tell you about Twan Russell's charity, but this is one that's near and dear to us. And Peter is a great local guy because he's a firefighter. He's doing good for the community, and he's also doing good for those suffering from lung disease. Climbmiami.org, and then scroll down, and you'll find Peter Berger listed there, and you can make a donation, and hopefully we can get him to his goal of 15K.
Well, you don't got to scroll far because Peter's in first.
Yeah,
I'm about to go and donate right now.
Climbmiami.org. Yeah, everybody go there. We're out of time, but we appreciate everything that you do, Peter, and we appreciate that you do this every year, and we appreciate how seriously you take it, and how forward you are in educating people as to how this benefits the everyday person and those who have suffered in the past with lung disease, because there are plenty. I'm sure we're all touched by that in some way. But again, the climb is Sunday at Lone Depot Park. It's what time does it start? I'm getting in the morning, right?
We're going to start at 7 a.m. So the gates open at 7 a.m. and the first wave goes off. I'm in the second wave at 8:05. I think the first wave goes off at around 7:45 in the morning.
Climbmiami.org, and then look for Peter's name as you scroll down, Peter Berger. Peter, good luck on Sunday, and we appreciate all the great work that you do.
I appreciate you guys for letting me on for another year, and I'll be looking forward to speaking to you guys next year.
Again, it's the American Lung Association Fight for Air Climb, Sunday, Lone Depot Park. Climbmiami.org is the website, climbmiami.org, and we appreciate Peter Berger a lot for what he does. We'll take a break. 5 o'clock, Funky Buddha Happy Hour is next.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
Jimmy, you know how to make a hot tea?
No, I do not.
You know the ingredients of tea?
Water.
Hurricanes basketball plays here.
Canes basketball on WQAM is sponsored by UHealth, University of Miami Sports Medicine Institute expert.
5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour. Brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. Tonight at Funky Buddha, 50% off wings till close. So you go to Funky Buddha, or if you go to the Panthers game tonight, you got Funky Buddha tap room right there at the Amerant Bank Arena. Panthers tweeted out, coming to tonight's game, make sure you get here early for a golden moment. So if you want to see Austin Matthews and their gold medals, you will see it tonight at the Amerant Bank Arena. You can hear the game on 560 AM. You can hear the Heat game on 104.3 FM. Also tonight at Funky Buddha in Oakland Park, they'll have the game on, but also at Funky Buddha tonight, they've got poker tournaments going on as well, free Texas Hold'em tournaments. So you got Action Jack. If you want your Funky Buddha tonight, you get to the tap room in Oakland Park, or you get to the Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise and enjoy yourself a little Funky Buddha on a Thursday night.
Grab your gloves off.
Let us get headlines for the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour, brought to you by Durrell Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Durrell Kia or DurrellKia.com.
I don't think it'll be tonight, but do you think they'll raise a banner for Matthew Tkachuk winning a gold medal as a member of the Florida Panthers Team USA?
I could see that that would be something. The Heat did it for Bam and Dwayne Wade.
There's two up there for Bam. There's one up there for Wade, and there's one up there for LeBron as well.
I could see that.
Yeah, they should. We can't we're so used to winning with Panthers that you can't overlook a gold medal. That's big time.
That is big time. That is legit big time.
I'm with you guys. All right, so the Miami Heat do play tonight, as Hoch mentioned, and of course the Florida Panthers play tonight. Canes baseball did extend their winning streak yesterday. A couple other NFL notes happening from around the combine. We know about Anthony Richardson and the Colts. They've mutually agreed to find a trade partner for AR. The Jets did trade Jermaine Johnson to the Titans. Can't officially trade. I think it's March 10th or March 11th when the new league year begins. But Robert Saleh, who's now the Titans head coach, he drafted Jermaine Johnson, so the fit works. And Adam Schefter also reported that the belief around the league is that Aaron Rodgers will make his return, or will make his decision about whether or not he's going to return for a 22nd NFL season by mid-March, and that the feeling is he could be back with the Steelers. I saw Steelers or Vikings as the two favorites if Aaron Rodgers comes back.
All right.
Yeah.
I have a tough time believing he wants to play again, but
it's the Brett Favre. Remember Brett Favre with the Vikings and then the Jets, and then but he's not. Aaron Rodgers isn't the Aaron Rodgers that we know from Green Bay. He's just he's another quarterback under center, pretty much.
Hey, Adam Silver, he was on that call last week. I was off when this was a story. He was on the call. He's trying to crack down on tanking, and it appears he's very adamant that things are changing.
They're going to do some changes,
right. But how about this? The Athletic reported earlier this morning that the NBA is sending their own independent doctor to Utah to verify that Lauri Markkanen, who has a scheduled MRI, that his injuries are legitimate.
So here's the workaround. So I read that, and it makes sense, right? If you're going to say someone's got this, you can actually check and see, do they really have that? The problem with that is what'll start happening is abdominal strain, stuff that you can't measure on a imaging test, right? You could say, I'm having abdominal pain. There's no way to measure on an imaging test whether someone's having abdominal pain or not. And so there goes that.
Hoch, I've told y'all 25 times on this show, Zach Thomas told me, he was like, tell him you have a stomach ache. Like, you have a stomach ache. Who's going to test the stomach ache? You can't, there is no MRI that can say stomach ache. He's like, go get a stomach ache and then, whatever, take the day off. And that's what people do. You can't regulate days off. The tanking thing is like the load management side of it, where if you don't play 65 games, we just talked about it earlier, well, if you don't play 65 games, now you can't do this. That's the way you can deal with it. But tanking on a bigger level is impossible to figure out.
I don't think it's impossible to figure out. I think trying to verify people's injuries is impossible. It's not impossible to say, you know what? There's no more lottery for the bottom teams anymore. It's going to be a lottery for everyone. There's no more lottery winners can be in the top 4 again the season after. There's ways to address tanking. It's not trying to verify injuries. That's not
100%. But also now is the parity. Now you're messing with the parity because the reason why the worst teams get the highest picks is because leagues want parity. So the bad teams can get a good player to get back on top. Like this is getting crazy right now.
Yeah, the problem is that, it really does undermine competitiveness towards the end of the season because half the teams just don't care anymore.
It's not fair to teams. Again, it doesn't just affect Utah. It affects teams that they're playing and the teams who need wins from Utah over teams that they're playing when Utah isn't trying to win. It completely throws off the entire competition when it comes to the best teams have the best seeds. Because if you end up fighting with the team for a better seed, but the team you're fighting against plays Utah and they don't play anyone, you've got an unfair advantage, and it has nothing to do with what you were trying to do. It has to be addressed by the NBA.
It's why tonight's game for the Heat is so important because the Sixers play more of those quote-unquote tanking teams than the Miami Heat do. And if the Heat don't win this game, you would assume the Sixers, it's not a foregone conclusion, but the Sixers will have an easier schedule down the stretch than the Miami Heat do because they play more of those teams.
So the NBA on a night-to-night basis are going to send human beings to make sure people are hurt.
Well, again, if they classify an injury a certain way and say Markkanen can't play for 2 weeks because of a torn something, you could actually check that. All I'm saying is you'll just start to classify whatever the injury is in a different way so that you can't check it. That's not going to be the way to get out of this mess of tanking. There's going to have to be punitive damages or punitive actions taken against teams that are obviously tanking so that they don't benefit from it.
It's when, what was it, Greg Popovich with the Spurs used to say old on the injury report. Like, how can you stop that? So they stopped it. So now
but that's understood. Load management is understood.
He has a stomach ache. There's somebody from the NBA that's going to go to this city and see if this dude had a stomach ache.
No, again, I'm saying
impossible.
it's verifiable injuries. If you're talking about a torn something, verifiable injuries, you could tell on an imaging. But if you can't verify it, there's no sense in that. The problem is when you say stomach ache, you can't sit Lauri Markkanen for 6 weeks with a stomach ache. So it's got to be something a little more different than that.
Yeah.
If you're going to shut him down for a season, there has to be maybe a verifiable reason as to why you're shutting him down. But the other problem is, again, he can go out there for 3 minutes and say he tweaked his ankle. You can't check an ankle tweak. So again, the injury, trying to verify injuries is not going to work. But trying to remedy the problem of tanking has to be addressed because this is something that really sullies the league.
What Adam Silver is really doing is trying to crack down a little bit on Utah because this conversation became more prevalent and more eye-opening after they benched their starters
it
in
was
consecutive
so
fourth
obvious.
quarters.
It was just so obvious.
That hadn't happened yet in the league,
Yep.
and he's just trying to crack down on Utah.
Yep.
Your weather in South Florida right now, it is 77 degrees. At least it is in Miami, mid-70s everywhere. Tonight, the lows will drop into the upper 60s. That is your weather.
Will Manso is going to join us to talk Panthers and Heat in the next segment. You got a big old Panthers game. You got an important Heat game tonight. Will Manso will talk about it with us. Cheetah Pompano, great spot to watch a game or a fight. They got all the entertainment, if you understand what I'm saying. The most beautiful ladies in South Florida. There's a lot of great stuff coming up for the month of March. Saturday, March 7th, you can watch UFC 326 at Cheetah Pompano or Cheetah Palm Beach. That's a perfect spot to watch a big fight card. Saturday, March 28th is the Rodriguez Charities 7th annual poker tournament. It's at Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek. 100% of the proceeds from the event are donated to local charities. There's $10,000 in cash prizes, $200 buy-in. There will be bounties for knocking out the high-profile celebrity players. Like me, I'm playing, and I'm very easy to knock out. You better hope that you get sat at my table, because you'll be able to grab my bounty with one quick hand of poker. Saturday, March 28th. It's at Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek. I hope to see everyone there. I always say it. Every day is a great day at Cheetah Pompano Beach. Make sure you visit Cheetah Palm Beach as well and get all the details at cheetahsofl.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you.
WQAM broadcasting live from the